You have been patiently waiting, listeners, and it's paid off for you because finally your regularly scheduled Chair Shot podcast is coming to you in 2026 for the first time. Hope you all had lovely holiday seasons, New Year's seasons and all that. Hope you enjoyed the draft show that we did for you there over the break. I hope you've got your pen and your pad ready to keep notes of all the fantasy goings on. I'm one of your hosts here, bringing you into 2026, 11 days late. Barry, joined as always by my ever dependable co-host. First of all, we got Paul.
Finally, though, Paul has come back to podcasting. That draft did good numbers. Happy to report.
Well, the people are fascinated. They want to know.
Hopefully, people enjoyed it.
And rounding out the competition, as it were, it's Joe.
Happy New Year, my old acquaintance be forgot.
Where would you boys least rather spend New Year's? This is 11 days out of this bit here, but the folks don't get New Year's shows from us. Would you, like, gun to your head, you had to go to one of these, would you rather go to Times Square for that, or Temple Bar in Dublin?
I would say Times Square for me.
Do they have fireworks at Temple Bar? Or do they have any?
I mean, the city will have fireworks on, and you'll probably be able to see them. I saw there was a picture doing the round, or not even a picture, it was videos doing the rounds at Temple Bar this year, right? And it was literally like a mosh pit at a concert. Not in terms of people weren't jumping in or anything like that, but in terms of your proximity to the person next to you. It was, and people were like, there was like that general kind of waving, shuffling from left to right, as I guess people were trying to move, but like nobody was moving because it was so packed. And I was just kind of like, what is anyone getting out of that? I realize obviously a bunch of them are probably tourists and they just want to be in Temple Bar on the 31st. But man, it looked so insane. Then of course you also on Times Square, you had the queuing and interviewing people who were queuing 2 days in advance. And if you go pee, you lose it. And I was like, oh my god.
What's one block over from Times Square? I'll go there.
Yeah, I'll go there. I'll go to Distance Square actually, and it's almost as good. It's almost as good. I had a very exciting New Year's Eve. I was bedbound with the flu and asleep by like 11 o'clock, which was good.
We had to negotiate to get you on the draft special.
The draft show, yeah.
Sick then as well. I was sick.
I pretty much just got over like Christmas and Stephen's Day, and then immediately after that, I was just set upon by one of the worst flus I've ever had in my life. Which I've more or less shook. I had a bit of a stuffed nose after it, but I was in pain. I was sweating. It was miserable, absolutely miserable. So it was a very it's been a shitty, gross, wet December/January.
Yeah, I feel the role of the Irish auntie here. Jesus, there's an awful dose going around.
There is quite an awful dose going around. It's true, folks. They're right. That's why they say it.
Everyone in my family has been sick, including me.
So have you avoided illness, Joe?
I don't know. I keep having this recurring, like every time I go out and breathe cold air, I get a tense sinus headache. As soon as I step back in the house, like I think it's the change from like cold air to warm air. It just sort of goes, but then it fades within a day. So it's not really illness, but it is like just fucking annoyance. Yeah, but other than that, not too bad really. No, magic illnesses. Yeah, good Christmas. Or all the stuff on that. Crackers and
crackers, bad jokes,
food and telly, and it was good. It was good.
Nobody here is really a resolution guy, are they?
Oh yeah, I do loads.
I'm currently on one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, proving me wrong. All right, lads. Well, the floor is yours. Go on.
What are mine again?
Give us the weed.
I don't do like, I've kind of stopped doing like the specific, like, right, I'm going to do this. It's more just like smaller things like screen time. Like I'm not having set a specific goal, like, I'm going to do an hour less on screens a day, but I'm just being like, right, instead of sitting there looking at my phone or a tablet, I'm going to do a jigsaw puzzle or I'm going to read something for at least like an hour or 2 hours. So that way I'm not looking at screens for an hour or two, apart from the telly, which is obviously the good screen. So that's fine. That doesn't,
That's the nice screen.
that doesn't count. TV's never steered me wrong. It's given me many good things. So yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing a press up challenge, which I made up. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Okay.
So the goal is to do 1 press up on day 1, 2 on day 2, 3 on day 3, 4 on day, and just keep doing it. Add 1 every day, which obviously the first couple of weeks is, pretty easy unless you're very out of shape. Hopefully it should be easy. But then obviously it gets harder and harder. And
I was going to say 2. Oh, good.
By New Year's Eve, I'll do 365 press-ups in a day. Yeah. And then it should be, because I feel like because you're doing it gradually.
After.
Exactly. And then we're back to 1. So you know what I mean? Easy. So I'm doing that as a kind of little fitness thing. But yeah. That's about it. Other than that, it's just trying to improve like habits.
Yes. Yeah. I'm kind of the same. I'll show you I have a little workout plan that I'm doing at home. See there? Sitting curls 8 times 3.
Wow.
Tricep lifts 8 times 2 times 3. So I have some little 10 kg dumbbells at home. So I will be signing back up to the gym, except money though. Yeah. So I do have these dumbbells at home anyway. So I said, well, let me start doing some stuff anyway. So I do that every couple of days. At the beginning, obviously the frequency will increase. The problem is when you do the first time, you then can't move for 4 days because you're in pain. But so what do I have in there? I have 2-minute-long planks, sitting down curls, standing up curls, the old side lifts, the shoulder lifts, the overhead press, push-ups. Yeah, so I do have push-ups on there, but I've just gone 8 times 3. Do that every time. So I'm not necessarily. Maybe if I get good at it, I'll improve the numbers. But from a resolution point of view, I am at least for the next 2 months and see how it goes. But basically, off the chockies, off the crisps, off the sweeties. I've allowed myself 2 things because they are relatively low calorie in comparison. Popcorn is fine. You're allowed a little gluten-free vegan popcorn. 88 calories in a bag or something.
That's whole grain. That is whole grain. So it's fine.
I count that as one of my vegetables. That's one of my 5 days.
Corn is a vegetable.
Corn is in there. Popping it doesn't make it suddenly not corn.
Oh, nutrients disappeared. Do they? No. They're just on the outside, not on the inside. So it's fine.
And I'm allowed a little ice pop, a little ice.
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah.
A loop once a day.
Yeah.
The glorious loop. So that's more or less it.
Yeah, you boys are being a bit more you're being a bit more proactive than me.
You're just conscious of the fact that, I want to be alive a little bit longer.
Well, that's fair. Because
you're still a young whippersnapper. Me and Joe are.
I don't know about that anymore. I mean, that was maybe the case when we started this podcast 15 years ago, but it doesn't feel that way anymore.
I think for me as well, it's like sometimes I've done them where it's like, right, no more sugar, no caffeine, nothing. January 1st, no sugar, no caffeine, no lit. And it's like, that's never going to work. You can't go from like eating an entire Terry chocolate orange for breakfast to nothing. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, right, let me just cut back a little bit and just kind of make it.
That's the thing, because you don't want your mental health to suffer in order to improve your physical health. I want my quality of life to be roughly the same. But if I could...
And you don't notice it. It's like the press up thing. If you do just a little bit every day, okay, that's fine. So
yeah. I carried over one of mine from last year that I did not do at all or even come close. Get my driving license. And we've made great progress there because I have booked my tests. So locked in. Now that's simultaneously exciting, but also not really, because the way it works in Ireland currently, we were backlogged pre-COVID, and then COVID happened, and we have not yet conquered the COVID backlog. So here's how it works for those of you uninitiated. Back in December, I paid them €85 for the privilege, and they go, "Okay, great.
We'll let you know.
Are you looking for a fucking hand job or something, buddy? I can like a bad smell. Get the." They're just kind of like, they don't even give you a ballpark for when they'll reach back out to you. It's just kind of like, we'll let you know. And I mean, a friend of my wife's failed her test in, I think, September, and is still waiting for a retest. So that's the ballpark. that's
My retest was very fast, but the original test, I think I was waiting 4 or 5 months to hear from it.
Yes, so this is kind of looking like this would be like a midway through the year,
More practice time.
More practice time, and like my lessons are going really well, and I'm kind of at the point now where my instructor said to me like a couple of weeks ago there before Christmas, he's like, you can drive now, like you're no longer you're now just like you want to get your stuff you'll do on the test down. So that's good. So that's looking forward to that.
Have you done any driving around the like test routes?
Yes, my last lesson we did a test route, so there you go. So
just do a few of those. I would say 3 or 4 of those.
That's probably going to be the agenda now for the foreseeable. So there you go. So that's a big one from last year that I'm carrying over this year. Like you mentioned there, screen time and like general attention span stuff. I want to work on. So obviously that's going to mean like trying to do less. I think I've gotten better for the doom scrolling in general. I think. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of what's good about Blue Sky as a Twitter alternative is that it's mostly there, but it is still kind of shit and dead a lot of the time, which is like good because you don't sit on Blue Sky all day. You can't. There's not enough happening on there, which is good. I'm trying to like kind of like I would really like to kind of wean myself off kind of like constant bombardment with noise and algorithmic dopamine stuff. A big thing I'm going to do this year is I would really like to just never, like when I'm on the bus or if I'm working and I want something to listen to, I'm done with going onto Apple Music and going, here's a vibe-based hip-hop for the workday, a little curated playlist for you. I'm kind of like, I feel like listening to some music, and so I'm just going to say to myself, what is an album or a person you know of that you have not yet listened to that you would like to actually listen to, and do it like the way what it used to be, which is I'm saying to myself, I'm going to put on an album now and I'm going to listen to the album, and that's going to be my thing, and less kind of like here's a smulch of hot right now, fucking on Spotify or Apple, because just I feel like I don't take that stuff in. I'm not checking my phone. Oh, I like this song. Well, let me check who it is. And I'm not doing any of that. So I feel like I have enough friends who listen to music. I see everyone's Instagram stories, or this person's going to a gig, and I'm going to take the approach of like actually actively sitting down and listening to a new thing and deciding if I like it or not like it, and not just constantly going to filling my ears with waffle. To that extent, I'm also going to try, and this is going to be a tough one for me because last year I got the Steam equivalent of like the Spotify Wrapped. And I played 75 games last year on Steam alone. That's not counting Epic Game Store. That's not counting PS5. That's not counting Switch. That's not counting Game Pass. Yeah. I don't know what I think I could have probably easily played north of like 120 games last year. And a lot of that was overlapping. And I think that does hurt my kind of focus and being able to take things in. So I'm going to, and I've tried to do this before, but I'm really going to make a conscious effort in 2026. I'm going to just try and like, I'm playing this game now. This is, if you're in the mood for game time, this is the game you are playing. Like tops like 2, because I'll obviously have like a multiplayer thing I play with my buddies,
and
right?
Streaming thing.
And my stream, and that was the other thing. That was another thing I said to myself, was like, you've no real excuse. Like, I'll play Arc Raiders with my buddies. I'm playing Bully on stream right now, which is a completely different type of thing, which is really fun. But it's like, other than that, if you, like right now I'm playing Cyberpunk, and so I'm like, if you want video game time, you play Cyberpunk. If you're not in the mood to play Cyberpunk, well, go read a book then, or go do something else. Don't just fire up like whatever like thing is popping off today on Blue Sky. Oh, there's this new release on Steam. Oh, it's like £3. You can go play it now. It's like, just because I'm just going to try and really just get the attention span back on track. I think so far so good. I kind of started that kind of at the end of last year, because like you don't need to wait till January 1st. So I kind of listened to a lot of albums over the break and stuff like that, and I'm feeling a lot better about it. So yeah, that's the 2026 agenda for the three of us. Let's jump straight into it. We've actually got a lot of wrestling stuff to chat about here before we jump into our awards and predictions. Paul, did you watch Wrestle Kingdom or any of Wrestle Kingdom?
I did. I was up at 7 a.m. to watch Wrestle Kingdom.
Wow. Joe, did you watch any of Kingdom?
Yeah, I was up at 9 a.m. to watch Wrestle Kingdom.
I skipped the early bits.
Yeah,
watching the small matches, brother.
The universe smiled. I woke up at around 10 a.m. and I literally turned it on, and Tanahashi was making his entrance. I was like, oh, sick. This worked out great. I did go back and watch some of the earlier stuff. We'll talk about it. Well, I suppose we'll start at the top. I mean, what did we all make of the of the Tanahashi 5-by the match and the ceremony?
Yeah, it's a very good match. I thought it wasn't like, ultimate
6
classic
stars or anything.
Yeah, no, it was just a very solid match. If you had that on a pay-per-view, you wouldn't complain. Like, it was genuinely good. You think I don't know what he put into his knees, but he managed to get one last go out of them before they completely just turned to dust. But yeah, I thought the match was really good. I thought Okada's, brilliant. And post-match, a lot of hugging and flowers, and yeah, it was fine. Fucking Naito, he's having a laugh, isn't he? Who does he think he is?
That was like the Adrian Brody Oscar speech where he's like,
"Oh my god,
Tanahashi brother, I know they're going to start playing music in a second, but my entrance is going to take 20 minutes, so just chill there." I did a post on Blue Sky as I was watching it, going, "This is funny that Tanahashi's retirement ceremony is just lads from AEW who
yes, that was funny,
ran away and left their wife for a young one." And someone replied to me though, actually, that's not what happened.
Well, this is, you see, your mistake there was going on Blue Sky and doing a post that could even jokingly be considered a shot at AEW. And that was your mistake. Despite the fact that is absolutely what happened there. And there's people like Yota Tsuji are making their entire character out of the fact that AEW is not their friend, and anyone. This is I did notice this as well. This is pointed out on the Voices of Wrestling podcast this week. January is, of course, contract season for New Japan. They tend to sign people Wrestle Kingdom to Wrestle Kingdom. And every January, in particular, the old Gaijin are putting out the old... My sources are saying that this white man and this white man are open to working in the States, perhaps, with another company that might... I mean, so many of them just feel like they have one foot out the door. But that is absolutely the dynamic. But no Nakamura, of course, which I thought that controversy was done and dusted, but then it resumed as a topic this week.
Takeshita with the
armbands. And the whispers that Nakamura was even I will, if you will let me leave this company, I will leave to go be a part. I think it certainly seems like he desperately wanted to be there. Yeah. What are you going to do? But I would echo Joe's sentiments. For the one big last night, Tanahashi really he pulled it out, and it was great.
Definitely did.
And I thought the ceremony was lovely. It was kind of exactly what if you've seen any of these before, similar kind of thing. It was just it was a parade of his kind of rivals coming out, bringing him the flowers, but
it's just so funny how there was all AEW guys, Jay, with their AEW Titantrons, even Shibata.
Yes, yeah,
with the Japanese flag in Japan. So that's a bit tone deaf, but no, it was very nice. Very nice. I mean, when Shibata came out, they had a little exhibition.
It was so good, so good. And Tanahashi's great as well because he's just so kind of earnestly, he's kind of like if Ric Flair was still charming. Do you know what I mean? Because he cries at everything, and you can tell he takes everything he both his character and you almost get the impression the man is he takes everything at face value. So Shibata's music hits, and he's in tears, and he's fighting him back, and it's just it's great. It's just so great. I mean, it's one of the last great baby faces, it feels, riding off into the sunset.
Yeah.
And I mean, needless to say, I mean, absolutely fucking shat all over the Cena thing. I mean, completely fucking shat all over it as a spectacle, and as fans in the building being happy and feeling like the end of a chapter ending, the book closing in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, you could have had Tanahashi win is the other thing, but I don't think it made a huge difference either way, because there was then so much time to reliving his career. And paying tribute to him.
I do think, obviously the Cena thing was so controversial, but I think that my main takeaway on that is, well, there's no hard and fast rule, right? Sting was great winning. Cena, I feel like he probably should have fucking won in hindsight.
This whole idea, though, that you have to do the job on the way out to put someone over, but it's just such bollocks. That's all it's just been.
Totally manufactured, yeah.
It's just a complete kind of old wives' tale. You don't need to win. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think maybe it comes from the old days where you had to when you left the territory.
Into another territory.
Yeah, you put someone over when you left the territory, but he's not leaving the territory. He's retiring. And honestly, Gunther beating him, I guess, doesn't make any difference now.
Yeah.
If the Bucks have benefited from being Sting, no, it's bollocks.
I think primary thing is whatever you do, the match and the post match, is it a successful celebration of this person and their career?
Yeah.
You know, people obviously, WWE fans were not happy with the Cena thing. AEW fans were very happy with the Sting thing, and New Japan fans very happy with the Tanahashi thing. So
yeah. I mean, and I think the blow of Cena losing probably would have been softened if the build was better. And doing the weird tournament, do you remember like years ago, Vince allegedly blew up because I think it was the Punk Undertaker match. He told creative to come up with something, and it was like a 4-way. They just had they had like a 4-way, and Punk won for the right to face the Undertaker. And he's like, that's shit. He's like, why is that? And that was the thing. It ended up being like a mini tournament or something. That was the infamous Punk Cena pile driver match, and he ended up being really pissed off that all they could come up with. And then for John Cena's retirement tour, all they could come up with was a tournament for the right to face John Cena. Whereas Tanahashi was doing this kind of like working every fucking show in every little town New Japan ever went to say goodbye to the fans, and that kind of felt like the emotions swelling up. But yeah, look, it was really fantastic. Elsewhere on the show, I watched the top 3 matches, and I watched the women's unification thing. Paul, you watched the whole show, I assume?
I watched the whole show. I mean, nothing else. I watched the pre-show. Nothing else apart from what you watched was really worth watching. I think the women's match was great. The
Shuri Kamatami.
Yes, I thought it was great. The junior heavyweight match, I don't remember a single spot from. Maybe I fell asleep during it or something. And then the top 3 matches, I thought Aaron Wolf's match was great as well for what it was.
It's kind of good. I was a bit worried when he came out because first of all, he looked very nervous. Like,
yes,
but then I felt like that kind of played into the match.
That was on purpose, yeah. Because and he also looked a bit like a fat baby on telly. I was like, oh, is this going to be really bad? Because he looks like he's going to shit himself, and he looks like he's terrible. Yeah. But then he came out and he sort of reminded me of like a modern day Japanese American Bob Backlund. I was like, he's just doing the most basic wrestling in basic tights, but the fans love it. And he's a total babyface. Like, there's no shots of grey here. He's 100% babyface.
Yeah.
But maybe that's what we need now. Maybe we just need a babyface to be like the crowd to get behind. And
exactly. And it reminded me of kind of some of the early Hook stuff where he's rough around the edges, but if you get behind him and he can still pull it out.
And it goes to show how much the old things will always be relevant and matter. Is like, came off with as like a degree of legitimacy to him as well. Like he is of course an actual judo an Olympic level judo. I was about to say judoka. That's female.
Judoka, yeah.
Is that right? No, I thought that was a gendered term. He has that legitimate, and it came across really really well, which I think kind of it made because the look. I mean, like, he came out and he had that kind of like Gable Steveson kind of like, I'm legit in my sport, but oh fuck, I'm under the big lights of the show, I'm terrified. And then but the difference is, unlike Steveson, when it was time to go, he had that physical intensity, and it kind of made his look then also, because the match felt good and he felt very natural in the ring. I kind of like the fact that he's kind of stocky and chunky, and he's not like a little kind of, he's not a preened pro wrestler. Do you know what I mean?
In WWE by now, they'd have had him like on a diet. He'd be muscled up. He'd look like Gunther. He'd have lost like 100 pounds.
And he'd look like everyone else.
I like him. He looks good, and had a fucking huge TV rating for it. They got like 10 million viewers or something.
Yeah, they had a huge. This was like a rare TV broadcast for him.
In his debut match that he like gets blown up, and it like again plays into the match in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that for very long. That's the thing. That'll only work once, twice maybe, but you will need to ultimately
3 times a wrestler. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it's kind of like the I suppose the X factor is what comes next. Debut, big success. I mean, and plus, like, so he was doing so. There was kind of a novelty to Evil and the House of Torture thing, because they were in there with Aaron Wolf. Now, if for the next 3 months he's feuding with fucking Evil, and every match is the every match is this. That'll wear off. But yeah, it was good fun.
I think the difference between him and a Gable Stevenson is just even with him coming out with the hair buzzed and the young boy outfit, just made him more endearing.
Yes,
very endearing character. Gable Stevenson always came off a bit of a knob.
Came off like a lot of the NXT recruits. Some of the last 2 years, some of them who have left, where it's like WWE just goes to these athletes and just pitches themselves as a career opportunity. And without sounding like fucking Cornette or someone of that ilk, it's like loving it goes a long way. Do you know what I mean? And by all accounts, he seems like an actual fan and is taking it seriously. And they worked that into kayfabe. But I like the thing where Evil was like, if you lose the match, you have to shave your head and do the young boy thing. And then he came out in the young boy get up and he's like, well, I'm doing it myself, you know, because I want to, because it's a tough line to walk. Of course, he won a title in his first match as well. I mean, you know, more so among the American fans, like it's like this really tough line to walk. Where like we're in this weird era now where like fans like don't like when people get pushes. Like if someone wins, that's bad.
R.I.P. Drew McIntyre, because people have been saying, why did they push Drew McIntyre? They push it, and now he's won the belt.
That's the end of him now.
Why are they pushing Drew McIntyre? I'm sick of it. They should lose. They should lose to Cody Rhodes. I don't know what they want. Those people, fuck them.
But
Aaron Wolf good.
Yeah, Aaron Wolf good, and
Suji good also.
When's he going to sign for AEW anyway?
Suji coronated, defeating Takeshita. Good match. Yeah, really enjoy. I haven't seen a Suji match in a while. I enjoyed
probably the best match, bell to bell.
The bell to bell match of the night. Yeah, really good. You know, he's doing the. I mean, it kind of makes Forbidden Door a bit more interesting to me, which has felt like a dead concept for ages
since the first one, basically.
But he's kind of like you know, because he brought back the old belt, which is good, a huge win, the old IWGP belt, and the lineage as well. They said that they were folding it all into the one lineage, which I thought was good.
Hell yeah.
And so he's restoring the feeling, as one might say. And his whole thing is, look, this is New Japan. It should be about New Japan and New Japan guys, and not AEW guys. So then maybe there'll be a bit of spice in Forbidden Door this year,
much needed.
Thoroughly enjoyed that. So yeah, it was a solid, enjoyable. Look, I'm not racing back to the New Japan world instantly to go watch everything else, but
I mean, it was for me the best one in
a while,
4 or 5 years. Yeah,
yeah.
So
also very much enjoyed during our draft discussion. Do we want to give it any bonuses for like 5-star or above outside of AW? No, we don't.
Did we settle on no for that? Did we settle on no?
Yes. Oh, question is 5 stars. Okada's 6 stars. Don't worry about that. Doesn't count.
Oh God, they went. Well, I'm not too surprised because I did listen to Observer Radio, and I knew instantly because for some reason I thought we went yes on that. And listening to Dave, I was like, "Oh, that's definitely a 5 boy. That's definitely a 5 boy."
6 from
6. Wow, one last. Imagine 6-star your last ever match being 6 stars. Man,
it's good.
What a resume. So yeah, that was WrestleTV. Sign it. Listen, he's free. He can be president of New Japan and an active, worker. That's fine.
Give him the Sting run.
Keep an owl out. Keep an owl eye, I should say. I'm intrigued to see what comes next for New Japan. I think a lot of people are. On the wrestling news side of things, had a couple of AE dub releases. These kind of roll around every now and then, and they're kind of.
We got him.
Best year ever.
They're kind of when they do roll around, they're like the obvious. Do you know what I mean? They're people from. Well, I say obvious. Some of these people I'd kind of forgotten about. Do you know what I mean? These are yes. Like. But whenever it's more kind of like it feels like contracts lapsing and just not being renewed, and it is typically it's people who are like enhancement people on Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Sure. So. There's a lot of really good luchadors in AEW. I don't know what they're going to do now, because Alex Abrahantes is gone from AEW. I mean, that was a recurring bit on this show, but I mean, it was really insane. I mean, it felt like dare I say, it felt very WWE-esque, not even current WWE, like old WWE, to just like stick everyone from one part of the world with the same manager. I mean, talk about running a bit into the ground. The Penta says thing was, mildly amusing way back when.
Yeah. I just remember him dressed as a Grim Reaper in a Halloween outfit when Penta was doing
Penta Oscuro. I completely forgot about it. Yeah, to do the whole evil Pentagon gimmick and still have Abrahantes out there with him. I mean, what a bizarre thing that was.
Yeah.
I was kind of, when this was announced, I was kind of surprised because for some reason I assumed he was still doing some kind of like Spanish language stuff for them because obviously they're in the middle. Yeah. I guess not.
Well, it might. I don't know. It might be that his talent contract
is on screen. Maybe, yeah.
I don't know.
So Abrahantes gone, Matt Taven gone, which was a little bit of a surprise. Again, obviously not pushing him at all, but kind of like a guy who would show up every now and then on TV. It kind of felt like they would every couple of months they'd be like, okay, yeah, we'll use Taven and Bennett in some capacity, and then they would lose interest like pretty much instantly. No word on Bennett, which is interesting. So I guess he's still there. And Mercedes Martinez, who had been a Ring of Honor TV champion, I think, here and there. I always enjoyed her little appearances, but she has not had a match for, I think, either AEW or Ring of Honor in like a year. So she's been... So again, that's kind of always the case with these AEW ones. It's kind of like it's the people who they're not even booking anymore, gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go. Nothing too kind of earth shattering there. Alrighty, we will segue over to our first glut of awards this year. This is of course the award and the prediction show, folks. So we've got a big ass rundown this week. We've got tons of stuff to get to, and we're starting off with two bangers here. We're going to get two big awards out of the way up front. So, the first award that we're going to give out is our match of the year, which is self-explanatory. All right, well, I'm flipping a three-sided coin in my head, and it's landed kind of funny because it's got three sides. Joe, why don't you go first?
Dimensionally impossible dice there. Well, I've got this is my most stacked category actually. I've got a lot of honorable mentions. There were so many really big matches this year. I kind of narrowed it down to 5. I would say big honorable mention first of all to Toni Storm versus Mariah May.
Yes.
The Revolution when that was
Hollywood ending.
Hollywood ending Revolution, yeah. That was a tremendous match, like a real sprint. Should have been the main event. I think best women's match in the history of AEW. One of the best women's matches in American wrestling, period. Mm-hmm. I thought it was a great...
to get 5 stars?
Yeah, great storyline. Culminated really, really nicely. Tony is a genius, and I thought Mariah May is brilliant as well. Unfortunately, she's wasting her life now, but both absolutely tremendous. What else have we got here? Oh, right at the start of the year, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd, which god damn, what a match! What a moment! What a match! That was just Kenny Omega being his most Kenny Omega. Like, absolutely, he made that an event, that match. It was just something really special. I don't think we've ever seen that Kenny Omega in AEW, quite honestly.
No,
not to that level.
Every time he's been back in New Japan, is like, fuck, it's different. It's just not the same. It really is.
Different in the Tokyo Dome.
It really is. Vindicated as always.
And, Gabe Kidd certainly held his own. I'm not saying, I don't feel like it was 50-50 certainly in that match, but he definitely held his own. He was very, very good at what he had to do, and tremendous. But I just rewatched this Hangman Page versus Will Ospreay from the main event of Double or Nothing. Absolutely phenomenal match. Started off with a lot of mat wrestling, holds. It was kind of like watching a Bret Hart match or something. It was just like real like solid stuff. Then they went up again. They went all to the crazy kind of more modern reversals and crazy finishers and everything, but just perfect match. Second, what did I have here? Page was supposed second. I also had Fletcher versus Hangman, honorable mention. So that was a match that not built up very well, but absolutely more than delivered. But I'm going to have to go. The match of the year for me is Jon Moxley versus Hangman Page from All In, which was just a perfect a brilliant match, but also just one of the best matches you'll ever see to culminate two different storylines that intersected seemingly out of nowhere. I'm sure Tony Khan had this planned all along. But these two storylines just met perfectly at this main event, and they had the perfect match. I thought it was beautiful. And the from the entrances to the post match, not just the actual match itself as well. Just cinema.
Perfection. Return from Everest.
Danielson.
That is in the Blue Panther mask.
Oh, hilarious.
Had it all.
Perfect.
Very good. Very good awards. I'll go next. Joe, I've had 5 matches, 4 honorable mentions, and 1 match of the year. All 4 of my honorable mentions Joe has already mentioned. And my match of the year Joe has not mentioned. So that's interesting.
Wow.
Honorable mentions Kenny Omega, Gabe Kidd, for the reasons I already mentioned. Tony Storm, Mariah May, Hollywood Ending, Ospreay, Hangman, Double or Nothing, Hangman, Moxley, All In. But I think Hangman Fletcher is a great shout as well.
Yeah.
But there was a match that was very to my personal tastes and had me going back in time to one of my all-time favorite selling performances, Minoru Suzuki and Hiroshi Tanahashi. Of course, Tanahashi just retired. And it eked in right at the end of the year at World's End. My match of the year is semi-final Kyle Fletcher versus John Moxley.
Wow.
Very good. Very good.
Which had me jumping out of my chair.
Very good.
Absolutely adored that one. And I mean,
It was a brilliant match.
overshadowed the rest of the show, I felt like.
Oh yes, yeah. The rest of the show couldn't follow it.
What a banger.
All my stuff has been mentioned. I would also give it an honorable mention to the Gabe Kidd Kenny Omega match. Another buzzer beater coming in very late. Willow and Mercedes. I thought was brilliant, great match. Paul, you stole my thunder a little bit. I'm also going to go Mox and Fletcher for I absolutely loved it. I would throw out an honorable mention as well to all the Fletcher Mark Briscoe matches, which I just absolutely loved this year. It was a great feud. I was a little bit worried about like recency bias, and then I kind of looked back over the year, and there was a lot of all the matches you guys mentioned were great, but man, I love that Fletcher Moxley match so much. It was really, really great. So some great stuff mentioned there for our first award. We will segue over now to the show of the year.
Whoa.
Which, as it says, is the best wrestling show of the year. That can be a singular episode of TV or a pay-per-view or whatever enters that mind. Paul, why don't we start with you this time?
I have 1, 2, 3 honorable mentions here.
Go on.
I have, and this again, I promise I'm not trying to be controversial or
never
contradictory here. Sometimes you just got to vote with your heart. The honorable mentions AEW Revolution. 3 5-star matches in a row. Don't mind a bit of that. Honorable mention All In Texas.
Yes. Yeah.
An honorable mention to Double or Nothing, which was a banger as well.
Yes.
But my favorite show this year, maybe it was not the best show, but it was my favorite show, is AEW Grand Slam Mexico.
Oh, very good. Very good shout. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, like nothing else all year. Just like this totally other world that I can't wait for them to go back to.
Yes, yeah. I will go next, and I will co-sign all of the ones Paul mentioned there. But my pick is one of the ones Paul mentioned. It is Revolution, which I thought was a incredibly stacked show. That was, of course, the Ospreay Fletcher cage match. And the got to deal with Coke main events, is what it is, and Christian cashing in, blah blah blah. But Ospreay Fletcher, Omega Takeshita, Hollywood ending. It was really spectacular. So yeah, love that show. What about you, Joe?
Just a couple of honourable ones. So Forbidden Door, which wasn't the most consequential pay-per-view, but I thought just really enjoyable.
You were there live.
I was there live, which helps. Yeah. The biggest well, second biggest crowd probably they had of the year. I mean, it was really, really great crowd, really atmosphere. Debut at the O2, so I just really enjoyed that. Get to see Nigel versus Zach as well. That's really special.
Nice, yeah.
All in 2025, which was generally, I think the second half better than the first half, but overall, I thought a really good show that delivered in the key areas. But I'm going to give my show of the year to AEW Double or Nothing.
Okay.
So I actually rewatched this over Christmas, which I don't normally rewatch pay-per-views because, you know, they're fucking 5 hours long and who's got the time.
Yeah.
But I have to say, Double or Nothing, it's an insane show. Like, I rewatched it. The opening match, Mercedes Moné versus Jamie Hayter.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That match is so good. Like, if that match happened sort of pre the existence of AEW or pre maybe the women's revolution, that is like the greatest women's match of all time. Like,
blow people away.
So good. But on this show, it was just kind of another match. You had a few like tag team matches on there that weren't necessarily great, but were perfectly fine. You know, Ricochet versus Mark Briscoe in probably the best stretcher match of all time.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
really good. Really bloody, kind of raw. Okada versus Speedball, tremendous. Tony versus Mina, which was solid again. You had the Anak in the Arena, which was, again, they managed to make it so much fun. You had the when the bodies hit the floor. You had you had the I'm so excited moment, which was very, very funny. That was a brilliant match. Even the trios match that came after that with remember Paragon? That was this year. Them versus Takeshita, Fletcher, and Alexander, which is a hell of a trio. That was great. And then the main event, as talked about, was just perfection. I think this whole show is like the perfect example of what AEW is, and it's just one of the best pay-per-views I've ever seen, really. When you look back at it and you're like, fuck, that was good. There's nothing bad on it. The worst you can say is like maybe a 2.5, 3-star tag match that was fine. So good. So yeah, for me, double or nothing. Best show of the year.
Very good.
Alrighty. A good suite of winners there. AEW on pay-per-view continues to do well. And of course, the Grand Slam TVs are super as well. Why don't we get our first Fantasy League update this year here?
Ooh.
He's back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, Team Paul had a good first week.
Go on.
Oh, baby. Well, my problem last year was that none of my wrestlers wrestled half the time. So Paul's straight out in the lead in terms of most matches, Team Paul. Of my 10 drafted wrestlers, 8 have already wrestled. And of the 8, 7 of them won their matches. Tony Storm twice, in fact. So going very well. Joe has had 5 of his team wrestle out of 10. And Barry has only had 4 out of 10. Damn. So again, so some people have wrestled twice. So Jet Speed have wrestled twice, Ricochet's wrestled twice. But the points so far, Barry in third on 17, Joe in the middle on 22, and Paul on 35.
Oh, shit, I gotta make some trades. Fuck.
Osprey out. Get Mina in.
Andrade in.
Oh, well, I did.
Look at that.
After our draft, I did talk when we went off air about should I have gone a little bit crazier, bring in like an Andrade or something. But I know, I think with this year, with the scoring even for a loss, that changes things in terms of bringing in the workhorses. Even if they wrestle, you get a point. You're getting something. So that's why even the Danny Garcia pick might work in my favor. I was watching Collision live last night. And the biggest pop of the night, not even the crazy Commander and El Clon match, but when the graphic came up for next Brody King in action, I was like, yes, free Brody King points out of nowhere. You love it. Now next week we do, of course, have Joe with an MJF title defense, and potentially Darby Allin over Pac. So if those go in Joe's way, 10 points off the bat there. So that does tighten it up somewhat. We're still waiting to see returns from Osprey, of course. Takeshita hasn't wrestled yet. FTR haven't wrestled. Claudio, Samoa Joe. Tekla has a match, obviously, on Dynamite. No hologram yet. Orange Cassidy or Okada all still to wrestle. And on my team, Fletcher and Mercedes. And on Collision, Mercedes said she's taking time off, which hopefully will be like 2 weeks and she'll be back.
I don't think that'll be too long.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see. But, it's very like when you look at the Premier League table after 2 weeks and like Crystal Palace are in first and West Ham are in second and Wolves are in third. That's how the tables are looking at the moment. Tony Storm, Mina Shirakawa and El Clan are your top 3 wrestlers. They've each wrestled twice and they've both won both matches. Mark Briscoe in 4th place, and then Ricochet, Kevin Knight, Speedball, Bishop Khan, Hechicero, Shelton Benjamin all on 5. But it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. So
it is indeed. It is indeed.
We've seen these things can change on a dime. We haven't had a pay-per-view yet. We have had already a DQ.
Yes, which is interesting.
Already,
Shafir got disqualified.
Marina Shafir sitting pretty on -1 points already. So that's your update. No one wants to do any trades yet, or
no.
We're all still happy. We're all still happy. Again, early days, so I'm sure next week I'll get 4 points or some shit. But looking good, sorry.
Thank you very much, Paul, for the first update. And folks, of course, as always, chairshotpodcast.com. You can see the teams, point scorers. Paul does a great job maintaining that for you there. Up next, we've got some negative awards. Get these out of the way early so we can go back to celebrating the good stuff. First award, Stupid Idiot of the Year award. This is fairly open to interpretation. Anyone in the wrestling world you want to hand this one out to. I'm just gonna go extremely obvious on this one. I don't think I have any kind of hot take on this. I mean, it's got to be Levesque, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it just has to be Levesque.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just no, and we might discuss why in our next award, which I won't spoil for the listeners. But I mean, he's doing his best to undo all the positive momentum that he sort of inherited and has been,
it was secretly Vince behind all of that, to be honest. And then Triple H elbowed him out. And he took all the credit. I mean, turns out Vince is actually a genius. Bring him back. That's
when you end your year with people chanting for Vince, I mean, that's you fucked it up.
He may be a rapist, but look, at least I don't.
SmackDown this week, boys. Oh no, it just wasn't up to snuff, Paul. I'm afraid. That's my pick for Stupid Idiot. Why don't we go to the good Paul? And you tell us what you think.
All right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 honorable mentions. I'll go through them quickly. Big Dwayne. Fucked up WWE's TV for the year, and his movie career is in the toilet. Lowest grossing movie in the history of cinema, I think. Old Smashing Machine, old Bomberino.
What's that? No nominations either.
And then he had
to get Golden Globe nominations.
He got some. Fair.
He showed his arse going, sometimes the box office doesn't matter, brother. It's all about having fun or some shit. Bozo. Film was all right. John Cena having the worst ending year in a wrestler's career. Nixon Newell and Miranda Alize.
Oh yes, very good shout.
Conversely, I love seeing Maya World and Hyan on every week.
Every week now, having a great match on Collision this week.
Steve Austin on 2 counts.
What's he done?
He drove his little buggy into the barricade on WrestleMania all drunk, and then he said, "Well, I ain't really a CTE guy."
Oh, was that this year? Was the McMahon documentary this year?
Or maybe that was the end of last year, but he definitely drove his thing.
That was definitely
counts.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Oh my God, you've only been driving it for about 40 years, Steve.
Travis Scott, of course.
Wrestling's
actually hard, is it?
Fucking up Cody's head.
And also doing that. And then finally, WWE fans who pay $1,000 for nosebleeds.
You really got nobody to blame, boys. That's on you.
And then cheering when WWE are like, this is the highest grossing convention of marks in wrestling event in the history of this arena, and everyone goes, yes, I paid loads of money for this.
Yes,
it's been 45 minutes since the last match ended and nothing's happening, but please enjoy my hard-earned dollars. The stupid idiot of the year is the man who single-handedly took all that goodwill that WWE had somehow got back. You might recall 2018, 2019, going back to like 2010, WWE fans fucking hated WWE, hated the authority, hated the people running the company. And then, just like that, Bloodline, fucking The Rock comes back. Everyone, we love WWE, we love Levesque, fucking class. And then this year, he kind of made a pig's ear of it. And so I've also gone for triple Paul Levesque H.
Triple fails. I've also gone for Paul Levesque as the winner because I just fucking hate him, to be honest. He's a prick. Man's a prick.
And I love as well, he's not, when he got like the Vince heckles, he's completely unable. Enjoy the show. I meant to do that.
Oh no. Honourable mention to Nixon Newell and her friend, whose name I've already forgotten, even though Paul said it a minute ago.
Yeah.
And fuck him. And to, of course, CM Punk.
Yes.
What's he do? Oh, the Saudi?
He went to Saudi.
Just generally being a cunt.
And answered the obvious, in hindsight, obviously planted question. The first fucking question at that thing. Excuse me, sir, do you want to apologize for your tweet? Yes. I'm glad you asked. Instantly.
He's done I'm sure he's done other things. I can't remember, but yeah, he's just.
I mean, that's the big. That was the big one. This was the Saudi year, so that was.
He's just an arsehole.
So there you go. Those are some good picks there for stupidity of the year. We'll segue into our next negative award. I think our last negative. We've worst wrestling thing still to come, but our only other negative award beyond that, and that is flop of the year, which I think is probably going to tie in a lot to what we talked about there for stupid idiot. I went first there. We'll go back to Joe for this one.
Flop. Goldberg retirement.
Yes.
That was crap. The return of Eddie Kingston.
Yes.
What a stinker.
Yeah.
Old Eduardo. He's picked it up since, to be fair, but that was a stinker. Adam Edge Copeland versus John Moxley feud, and just the name Cope. Was that this year? I think that was this year.
Yeah.
Terrible. But I'm going to give it, of course, to the John Cena retirement tour. Now, can you not? Can you not?
Yes.
Good pick there. I will throw out an honourable mention to Blake Monroe, who has, of course, struggled to make a splash in NXT, and of course is now wrapped up last year titleless because of a fuck up in a match, which she still has not won back.
Someone else won it, in fact.
So it seems like she's just out of the conversation there. But other than the ones Joe mentioned, I mean, other than that, I mean, I would also have to go with John Cena. I mean, the in particular, I'll drill it down rather than just the retirement tour. I would say in particular the heel turn is my flop of the year. I think you have something. I think that could be fairly categorized right next to the invasion as a thing fans like openly talked about for years and years and years. It was the tip of everyone's tongue. It was everyone's fantasy booking. And it should have been a license to print money, especially when coinciding with his final year. I mean, they should have just knocked that out of the park. And they had nothing. They obviously had nothing other than just flying by the seat of their pants. Let's do it. What do we do next? Oh, I don't know.
Very, very much the Star Wars sequels.
100%. I think that's a great comp because a lot of people like that original turn. So that was Force Awakens.
Yeah. And then the Emperor had no clothes.
Somehow John Cena returned as a babyface.
Vader, I have no clothes on.
Where are my jean shorts?
I have 8 honorable mentions for flop of the year.
Go on. There's been a lot, so that's good.
One a little bit harsh, but I'm going to throw Hangman Page as champion.
I think that's fair.
And then we have a few returns. Scorpio Sky. Remember him?
Yeah.
Eddie Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
R-Truth.
Yes, yeah.
Gimmick. Ray Phoenix.
Yes, very good. Yeah, very good.
Julia.
Yes. Yep.
Daniel Garcia's heel turn.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I have the Demand as a honorable mention as well.
Really?
What? I really am not into the Demand.
I like the Demand.
I think Ricochet has regressed since.
I think that's fair. I don't mind him, but that's fair.
I think that's fair. I like him, but I think that is that's fair. I do like him, but yeah. What was your number one?
Year, John Cena's heel run.
Yeah,
for all the reasons we've discussed already.
Alrighty. So that was a clean sweep, right? That was we all went the same way.
Yeah. Sure was.
Alrighty. So that's our negative out of the way until our worst wrestling thing later on coming up. We're staying in feature mode here, listeners, because we've got a double whammy prediction game coming up here. First and foremost, boys, we have got our 2025 results here.
This is one of my favorite features of the year,
and I'm sure, like most years, like myself, I don't even remember the questions when I pull up this doc. So I've totted up the scores already. So I've actually no, I haven't totted them up. I've scored the answers next to the questions.
Are we prognosticators or are we fools?
Are you fools? Who used to say that? Was that a Brian Alvarez thing?
Brian Alvarez, yes.
Yeah. Anyway. So here we go. I will remind everyone of the questions and who gave what answers. And then we're going to do 26 as well after this, folks. Okay. So there you go. The winner of this gets pride, by the way, because that's nuts.
Love a bit of pride.
Right. Up first, the mainstay of this feature for however many years I've been doing it. Who will win the 2 WWE Royal Rumbles?
Here's a question. Who did win the
we don't know. This is always the tough thing. So none of us got it, but I've already forgotten who won the
Jey
women.
Uso won the men's.
Yeah, so Jey Uso won the men's. I've forgotten who won the women, but it was no one we picked. It was let me actually Google it right now. 2025 Women's Royal Rumble winner. I did look this up earlier because I was scoring them. Oh no, sorry. One of us did get a point actually for it. I apologize.
I have no idea who won the women.
It was Charlotte.
No one.
So the picks were Barry went Becky and The Rock, so I got 0. Joe went Becky and CM Punk. He also got 0. Paul went Cena and Charlotte. So Paul did get a point there.
And Cena was the last eliminated in that Royal Rumble as well.
Yes. So because they were one of their like 5 Jey Uso pushes this year. Question number 2: who will the following 2 people wrestle at WrestleMania? CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. I said Cody versus Roman. I guess I thought they were doing that for the first year on the trot. And I said Punk versus John Cena. I got nil point there. Joe said Punk versus Roman. I'm not going to give a point for the 3-way, unfortunately.
Half a point, surely.
No. But your other guess was Cody versus John Cena. So you got a point for that. And Paul gave the exact same answer as you, so he gets a point as well for that. So there you go. My next question was, who will dethrone Cody, if anyone? And this is the original run, not the one just ended by Drew McIntyre, which nobody would have guessed. I said CM Punk, that got me a goose egg. Joe said Solo Sikoa, which was a pretty good guess. That was also a goose egg. Well, like at this time last year, I felt like they might have done something with Solo before they realized he was a zilch. And Paul also said Charles Montgomery Punk. So 0 across the board there. John Cena, of course, with the assistance of Travis Scott, and not The Rock at WrestleMania. Who will dethrone John Moxley was the time last year. What the fuck was I smoking? Eddie Kingston, I said? What? I again, much like my drafting Jamie Hayter, I assume that was me thinking, well, Eddie will be back soon and he'll dethrone Mox. That was ridiculous. Joe went Darby, a less ridiculous guess, but no points there. Paul went Christian Cage, also not a ridiculous guess at the time he was doing his Money in the Bank thing. So 0 points there. Another recurring question: will a women's match main event in AEW pay-per-view this year? Barry and Joe both said yes. We got nil point. Paul, the cynic and the sexist, said no. And he said
they shouldn't.
And he said they shouldn't. And he personally called Tony Khan and he said, definitely not, sir. Definitely not. So Paul gets a point there for that. Up next, I said predict 2 jumps from AEW to WWE or vice versa. I said Ricky Starks to WWE.
Very good.
And Miro to WWE.
Very
which
good.
Wow, two.
Deux trois there for me. Rare.
So, John, those two.
Tribune.
Joe said AJ Styles to AEW, which I feel like was a bit of a spicy rumor back in the day, but
Yes.
kind of seems like that's off the table now. And he also said Ricky Starks to WWE. So a point for Joe there. And then Paul said 2 completely different ones to the rest of us, but they were Malachi Black to WWE
Very good.
and Rey Fenix to WWE. So 2 points for Paul there. Well done, Paul. You didn't have to guess if they would get
Not
pushed.
taking the same ones, but getting 2 other ones.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, no points for them getting pushed, thankfully.
Nope. Thank God.
Up next, I said, who will win the C2 in 2025? The guesses were myself, Daniel Garcia, that was wishful thinking. Joe said Will Ospreay, and Paul said Orange Cassidy. So nil point there for us across the board. Up next, I said, will we see Bryan Danielson wrestle this year? Wrestle there, obviously meaning having a match rather than just returning. We all said yes, and we all got none for that.
Yeah.
So there you go. My next question. At the stroke of midnight, December 31st, 2025, CM Punk will still be on good terms with WWE. True or false? We all said true. So we all got a point there for that one.
Fair.
Bonus predictions here. I said CM Punk does not main event WrestleMania. Britt Baker leaves AEW. To my surprise, 0-0 there on that one.
Yeah.
Now, I know some people would say, because it's certainly funny, but
main event night one.
Wait a minute.
yeah.
Nah.
I listen. I get that, but to the letter of the law, I'm going to say that he did main event Mania, so I'm not going to give myself a point there. Joe said Vince's investigation will be dropped and Mania 42 will be announced as happening in Saudi, which was thankfully it was a nil on Vince.
Royal Rumble though, close.
You got close. You did get close. Royal Rumble announced for Saudi. So
Wait, 40. Wait, is this year 42? Next year is 43.
I can't remember.
Yeah, it must be.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
No, it is, yeah. Cody won at 40, lost to Cena at 41.
Yeah.
This year is 42.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was a year early.
I mean, spoilers for 26, but I will give you an open prediction at the end of this next quiz. So if someone wants to take a pop on that, I wouldn't judge you. Paul's bonus predictions. Takeshita to win the G1. I feel like I should give him almost extra points for that. That's a great guess, and it's a one extra point.
You're right.
And Ricky Starks to return to AEW was your other one. So listen, it was still up in the air at the time. All right. Let me.
Because I didn't pick him to go to WWE. So
exactly. Yeah. Fucking hell, I got a lot of things here.
That Takeshita one. That was a
well done. That's very good. So I got 4 points. An embarrassing performance, if I'm being honest. Joe got 3, 4. Joe also got 4. Sorry, Joe also in the embarrassing category here with myself. Paul. Paul trounced us with 8 in that prediction game. So me and Joe would have to team up just to tie this man. You, sir, are a prognosticator. And me and Joe
I win the pride.
You win the pride. Pride FC.
Pride of wrestling, podcasting.
Alrighty. Jumping into our 2026 predictions here. Same format, folks. Although I will say this year, with the exception of one, I have almost entirely dropped the WWE questions. I don't think any of us want to try guess the fucking main event WrestleMania anymore. I've included the Rumble questions just because, look, that you can take a punt on the Rumble. That's whatever.
Sure.
But yeah. And I've incorporated some kind of non-wrestling kind of general golf questions here as well.
Yes.
All right.
I like that.
So, question number 1 is, of course, who will win the Royal Rumbles this year? Paul, you go last since you won. Joe, you want to go first?
Ooh. I'm just going to look up who won last. Wait, who did we say? Oh,
Jay and Charlotte.
Charlotte won.
Yeah.
Okay, so the men's Rumble, CM Punk. Women's Rumble, Jade Cargill. It's an AEW clean sweep.
Jade Cargill. Good picks. I will go. I'm going to go. I've got a pick on the tip of my tongue, and I'm not sure if fuck it. I'll do it. I'm gonna go Lyra Valkyria for the women's. I think they're gonna take a punt on her. And on the men's side of things, I am going to say Cody Rhodes, baby.
Cody Rhodes.
And over to Paul.
Okay, I will pick. I'm just looking at the roster here.
This is obviously not informed by watching Raw and SmackDown, folks. Just FYI.
No. I will go for. I'll pick Io Sky to win the women's.
Okay, very good.
And for the men, I'll pick. Ooh, a name jumped out of me there, and I went, "Ooh, that's an exciting pick." And then I think, will they actually do that? Well, maybe with the world fucking thing, maybe they would. I will pick. It's between two. I'm stuck between two. Flip a coin. I'm doing the wheel. Wheel of names.
Okay, I'm just looking up who the champions are because I probably should have done that before. Because they've got two, right? They've got two champions.
Yeah.
Or do they?
Champions of Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Okay, I will pick to win the men's rumble. AJ Styles.
AJ, interesting.
Oh boy.
AJ Styles, and
10 years after he debuted in that same match.
AJ Styles.
I can picture Michael Cole screaming it. 10 years after he debuted in the Rumble, he's won it.
I think I might change mine because I feel like that Lyra one. I'm just going to laugh at that next year. What the fuck is this guy thinking? Just because I think she just came back. I'm going to go Liv.
Liv Morgan. Liv. I was going Liv or Io. Actually, I would have picked Stephanie Vaquer, but she's already the women's champion. So
yes, yeah.
That's why I went Io.
All right, question number 2. Who will win the C2? I'll go with this one first. And I don't have an obvious answer in mind. You know what? Just off the top of the dome, because I'm not certain he's going to get the world title. I don't know. I'll go Kyle Fletcher. That's going to be me.
Okay.
Over to you, Paul.
The C2, I will say, will be won by Okada.
Okada.
Two-time winner.
Joe.
Carl Fletcher.
I was going Fletcher as well.
Double Fletcher. I respect it.
Fletcher. Alrighty. There's another repeat question like the Rumble. Will women main event an AEW pay-per-view in 2026? I will go to Paul for this one.
Yeah, go on. I'll say this year. This year they will.
This is the year.
Joe.
Yes. I'll just say yes every year in a minute.
Eventually they'll do it.
He was asked about this fairly recently.
Yeah.
And he gave a generic, it has to be right.
Why would you not have Mercedes winning the world title as a pay-per-view main event? Like, that's got to happen.
Yeah, I'm going to say yes on that as well. So we're going yes. We're very optimistic here. We're going yeses across the board. Okay. Question number 4. Who, if anyone, you can say no one, will dethrone MJF this year? I am going to go first on this one. This almost feels too obvious, but I'll play it relatively safe. I will say Will Ospreay. What about you, Paul?
Will Ospreay was my pick in the main event of All in London.
Long ass reign for MJF. We'll see. Joe.
Darby Allin.
What was I say? Darby. Okay.
Darby
Allin.
I was thinking my go for a bit of a long shot. I was thinking I might go Hangman.
Eddie Kingston.
But, No, I learned my lesson. Okay. Who, if anyone, will dethrone Chris Statlander? Joe.
Oh, that's a naughty one. Now, I think Mercedes will win it, but does she beat Statlander or someone else? Who else could it be? I'll go, Mercedes.
Joe is saying Mercedes. Monet. Paul.
I was also going to say Mercedes.
Mercedes. Monet.
Put down they copied me again.
Yeah, well.
Records state.
Do I want to go a bit different? I'm going to go a bit different.
Lyra Valkyrie again.
Lyra Valkyrie, yeah. I am going to, this might be wishful thinking on my part, but I want to take a bit of a swing. I'm going to say Tekla. I'd like to see.
Yeah.
I would like to see that.
You son of a bitch.
Alrighty. Another repeat here. Will we see Bryan Danielson wrestle a match here? I will go first on this one. I'm going to say no. Joe, over to you.
Also no.
No. Have we all learned our lesson, Paul?
Do I want to say yes just because?
Just because, you know?
Fuck it. What was that one? I was like on a dark where he came out in a mask. What was he called then?
He wasn't El Local, was he?
No. It was like Vectoro or something.
I don't remember that at all.
Would that count if he man wrestled?
If you can get a credible report that it is him, yes, I'll count that absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, so Paul's going to go yes.
YOLO.
Keep in mind the question is, will we see? So if it's a dark match, I'm not counting that.
I thought you just meant will we see as in.
No dark matches. No dark matches.
That's a little pedantic.
No.
But like, if it's like a comedy dark match where he goes and pretends to, it needs to be an actual match, not like an 8-second Max Caster match.
If he doesn't,
fuck it. Yes, anyway.
Steve, yes, yeah. No, if he does a joke Max Caster match and it's on TV, I'll count it.
Yeah. But this is like a post show thing. Yeah.
All right. Non wrestling questions next.
Here we go.
And we are recording this pre-nominations, but boys, what will win Best Picture at the Oscars? I'll go to Joe first.
One battle after another.
One battle after another. Paul.
Few small Oscars.
Sinners, please.
Sinners. Wow, that's a ballsy pick from the P-Man. Yeah. I'd like to see that. That'd be cool. I'd see one battle as well.
I did consider that. What for me was the horror element. Like, they don't vote for horrors.
That's the thing.
Will they vote for it because there's been such a backlash almost against
people not giving it its due?
Not giving it its due. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, I mean,
so this could happen.
Yeah, I don't know. And they've nominated Colger stuff before. Stuff that's worse than Sinners has been nominated.
Certainly.
I am going to go Hamnet. For that one, get a bit of award season buzz. That's how I would go there. I did brief the boys on this one so they could maybe do a bit of homework and get a ballpark figure in their head. How much will Avengers Doomsday make on opening weekend domestically? What is your temperature?
Domestic in the US.
Domestic in the US, of course. What is your temperature? And I'm defining opening weekend because obviously films these days open on like what actually we know the date. Actually, let me check. I think it's just a Friday. Is it?
Boxofficemojo.com. Whatever they have is opening weekend.
It'll be like a Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. But
it'll probably be a Wednesday, Thursday. I am going to go. I did look up what the previous ones did, and then I was kind of like, okay, do I think they'll get close to that or half of it? How dead do we consider this bubble? I do think it's going to do well. I don't think it'll do like.
I have a number written down already, so
yeah, I'm going to go 250 mil. I think like End or Infinity War did like 350, 400 or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think this will be huge relative to modern Marvel, but I don't think they'll recapture the magic. Paul, what's your written down number?
160.
Oh, wow, Paul, very, very bearish on the comeback of the MCU. I'm a little bit more bullish than him. Joe, what are you thinking?
$222 million.
22. Okay. So none of us are expecting it to recapture the magic too much. I would also say that once obviously this is a highly specific thing. I didn't want to put anything in writing on the question. I'll be fair if anyone gets moderately close.
Yeah.
If it gets 200 mil, I'd give that to Joe. If it goes sub 200 mil,
I guess.
yeah, I was something along those lines. Yeah. Alrighty. Again, I was very specific on the wording on this one. Will that Man United fan cut his hair in 2026? Now that could be the challenge. Yeah. Does he give up or do they win? What do you think? I will go first on this one as the non-footy understander, and I will say no.
Is there an I don't care option? I'm so sick of this.
I know.
I don't want to hear about it. Will he cut his hair?
Paul, you go.
Yeah, fuck it, sure.
Paul says yes, just wants to be done with it. Joe?
No.
Joe says no. Okay. I have to hope that I remember who that is in a year's time.
Yeah.
If Paul gets his way and we've all forgotten. Okay. Will Grand Theft Auto 6 hit its current release date of November 16th, 2026? Some context for Joe and maybe some of the other non-gamers out there. That game has been in development for 13 years. Had its first trailer 2 years ago in 2023, teasing a vague 2025 release date. And then this year they announced May of 26. And then a few weeks ago they pushed it to November of 2026.
Yeah.
And to Paul, why don't you kick us off?
I do think it'll come out on that day.
You think yes? Okay. I'm going to say no. Joe, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I'll go yes.
Joe is going yes.
Let the record show he copied my answers.
Yeah, let the record show. Let the record show. I'm going to book that day off work just in case, but I'm not confident.
You're not bullish on it.
I'm not bullish. Alrighty, and finally, any two additional wrestling predictions of your choice here? Why don't you kick us off, Joe?
Wrestling predictions. Okay, number one, Will Ospreay does not win the AEW World Title 2026.
Oh, I like it.
How about them apples?
Very good, very good. Okay.
Number two, Erica Kirk does some kind of content collaboration with WWE. Not necessarily on the TV or like a PLA, but maybe it's
a social media thing,
podcast, social media, some kind of crossover.
Stephanie McMahon podcast.
Yes. Something like that.
Yes,
I'm being quite broad, but yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's very good. I think that's very.
She's
very
already
good.
got better pyro than Cody. So.
Then Cody, yeah. Okay, Paul.
Vince McMahon. New Vince McMahon appearance on WWE TV, not counting the Xena.
No, yes, I know what you mean.
Archival footage. I'm talking about a 2026 Vince McMahon appearance, either live or whatever, but it'll be
dead.
New. It'll be new. And secondly, AEW will run a show in Ireland.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be nice. Good fun.
Could be
Christmas, yeah.
They've done Scotland, they've done Wales.
Could do like Dublin
looking a bit further.
Dublin and Birmingham. That's my prediction.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, my prediction. I'm going to be a bit cheeky here and use some vague language. I will say the Young Bucks take a leave of absence from AEW.
Ooh.
Non-injury related.
Joe, can we ask for like a minimum duration to be applied to that?
I think a month, right? It's got to be...
I was going to go longer because I'm not talking about they take a month off to sell an angle or because they're burnt out or whatever.
How long are you talking? How long?
I'm talking like 4-ish months, three to 4 months.
I think give it 3 months, like more than 3.
3 months.
That's
3
a
months.
legal absence. Yeah.
Because I was thinking, when I was mulling these over, I was based on their comeback where they've just kind of hit the reset again and are just baby faces having matches on the undercard. I was like, I feel like these guys are like 1 foot out the door almost. But I think they're too. I don't think they could bring themselves to leave, but I feel like they're going to step back. Okay. That's my other one. I forgot. I had another one. I've forgotten it now. Oh, what was the other one? Shit. Okay. I don't want to. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to ape one of last year's. I will say the next WrestleMania will be announced for Saudi.
43.
Yes.
It already has. Have I gone insane?
No, that was the Rumble. That was the Rumble.
No, the Rumble. Yeah.
No, it hasn't.
Oh, it has. It has. Joe's right. It has.
That's what I said earlier. And you were like, no.
That's correct. I totally missed that story. I've just looked it up. I totally missed that story. I've just looked it up on Wikipedia. Joe's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
It's already been announced for Saudi Arabia. 43.
Next year's WrestleMania.
Okay, so do I get a point for that or what?
No.
for not paying attention.
I missed that as well.
What the how have I just I guess
talked about that, didn't we?
Maybe we're just kind of constantly rolling our eyes at the okay, let me take that up there.
As much stock as we put into modern.
That is genuinely
I don't give a fuck what they're doing.
That is genuine. Okay, I'm gonna say a new AEW TV show of some description. Starts of some description, and obviously I'm not going to be cheeky there and count like
Speed on X.
Nothing. Not a social media show, a new television show. Maybe it'll be a recap show or dark matches or something, but a proper new show. Obviously, maybe not Collision level, but
what about like a reality thing?
A reality thing I would count. Yeah. So long as it's AEW branded, I wouldn't count. One of the wrestlers doing an outside project. So yeah, there we go. Okay, that is a very solid list of predictions there, folks. I'm very curious how those shake out. So stay tuned for this same show in 1 year's time, and we will. I will report back, and then we'll do it all again. Jumping over to our reviews section of the show. Obviously, we've got a lot here on the slate, so I don't know if we're going to talk too much about Dynamite or Collish. I will say the Collision from the esports arena was very good. Just a good all action show, and that venue is like their home away from home at this stage. I really enjoy those shows from there now, after not being super sold on them early on. But Dynamite I thought was kind of a bit fucking crap, to be honest. God bless him. They've now reduced him to a once a year cameo for JR. I still thought he was absolutely brutal. I thought he was really bad.
Yeah, well, I'll be honest. My expectation is that can he walk to the ring unaided? Like, I'm not at a point where I'm like, oh, JR could come back in your commentary. I'm like, is the man still alive? Is he well?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. They're kind of bringing him out just as like almost a kind like to, sort of like a celebration rather than he was dreadful. Yeah, I mean,
I couldn't understand where he was staying.
Mother's milk. Oh my God, fucking
there was tons of stuff like that where you could tell he's not up on the show, and it's like for some reason whenever they announce him for these returns, I don't know why, if I'm still holding on to just days gone by, I'm like, oh, like maybe it'll be good. Like early AEW, he had some great moments, but I feel like I do kid myself into thinking maybe he could offer something. But yeah, it was the same old thing as well, giving out, like, they made it to, I think, like, the second commercial break before he was giving out about the rules, and Excalibur started cracking jokes about how much he loves Rick Knox. Like, they didn't even make it an hour in before they were acknowledging the fact that JR so obviously dislikes what he's watching. Yeah.
I was waiting for a say, well, God, this kid, Dean Ambrose here, got a real bright future, let me tell you. But I didn't think he... I don't know, he kind of washed over me. I didn't think he was horrible, but like I said, there was bits where he'd go, well, X, there you go, this is I would say in there Ratravani. And I was like, what? What did he say? Whatever. the commentary kind of washes over me a little bit these days. I just need Taz back. When Taz comes back, then my ears will reopen. We had a Jake Doyle debut.
Yeah, that was interesting. The former Jake something.
Yeah,
he looks
like a Mark Davis clone.
Yes, doesn't he? He looks like his long lost cousin.
Clon.
Yeah, like if Mark Davis was a babyface, they should absolutely do El Clon with like large man edition. That might be a fun team, the two of them. They should have done them as cousins. They should have said it's Jake Davis, but Doyle and Davis is good. I mean, they do sound like
Doyle and Davis is a great old fashioned tag team name.
It's like they need to go up to Don Callis. We're gonna get that title for your real good, boss. We're gonna stuff that Mark Briscoe into a locker, boss. Yeah, it's the freaking plan.
I think let's give them a proper tag team run. Let's have them killing people on Collision, please. I thought the as low as I am on the demand, I thought the match with them and Jack Perry and Young Bucks was like great.
Yeah, good fun.
I was really into it. Mercedes loves going into a bit of cake.
She loves going into a bit of cake.
Loves a bit of cake. We had a rare Sammy Guevara sighting. God, remember him?
The MDF segment with Bandito after that was pretty good. As far as
it was fine. I mean, John Cruz, you don't see him very often this side of Mexico. I did think there was, when he was doing the translating, did go on a bit, where he's just doing a promo in Spanish for 5 minutes.
Just for the blow off.
You get it. Go on, let's get to it. Maria Shafir DQ, as we talked about already, and the main event was okay. The lights out match. The lighting issues on this show.
Yeah,
what was going on?
What was up with that? I didn't really like the match at all. I thought they were. It felt too much like a going through the motions. Like I appreciate them not doing like a glass every other fucking show, right? And but the flip side of that is okay. I would just not do a lights out then, because I kind of feel like you built that was kind of built up as like a big scary thing. And this was just kind of a relatively tame hardcore match. The other thing as well is two guys who I really love, but Hanger and Swerve, they do have the tendency to like miss the peak of a match and get their shit in. Doing the double stomp onto the Deadeye onto the cinder blocks, and then doing like 5 more minutes of I'm wrapping his head in the chain because I'm so freaking sick and murderous, bro. It's like pin it, just fucking pin off after you did that. Like, and it's just they because they're trying to get over that they're the crazy guy team, which is fine. Yeah. I like the team, but just the
Jim Ross thought they were the heels. Why won't he just finish it already? What is this shit?
Yeah, which is funny because like you could do that in character. It really sounded like he was like, fellas, go home. I'm waving my pen around here. That's the old symbol here.
There's one thing, though. God love him. There's one thing Jim Ross still does better than any commentator in wrestling currently or historically, which is the indignant remark. The Ops Dojo, give me a break. I love that shit. Dojo.
That is a routine I'm also completely over. I love that they just so lazily a couple of weeks ago said, Joe's unit needs some scrubs to run in and take beatings for Hangman and Swerve. And so there's like, the Ops Dojo.
You know what would be great? If they had some named, like, young lions.
Yes.
Who were the Ops Dojo. And they come in as a little me, get beat on Collision. But they're like 2 guys. They're not just locals. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Build them up. And then Collision was fine, but it was forgettable.
Yeah. So that
was Marcus match was good. The commander.
that was really good.
Nothing too much else to report on.
From there, we will segue over to our next awards. We got 2 here. First one is for Moment of the Year. We had a couple of great moments this year. I'll kick this one off. I liked Hangman's promo in Arena Mexico.
Oh, yes.
I thought that was a great triumphant moment for him. I thought Willow winning the title was a great moment. the Hollywood ending, the end of the Hollywood ending. Was great. Left the bodies hit the floor, of course. But for me, the moment of the year was Mox tapping out to the hangman with the chain at All In Texas. So that was my moment of the year.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, so there you go. What about you, Paul?
Honorable mention, Tony Storm, I sentence you to a lifetime of mediocrity.
Yes, very good.
Which, my God, there's not a week that doesn't go by I don't see that clip. Every time Blake Monroe, something doesn't go right.
Yeah.
I sentence you to a lifetime of mediocrity. I mean, that whole promo was great, to be fair. Mariah spits at her. She's like, good to know you still care. Great stuff. Hanger opens the briefcase.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega returns at Wrestle Dynasty. Mystico's entrance during Grand Slam Mexico.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
And final honorable mention is that little tiny venue with about 500 people in it, which for some reason was given the great moment of Okada's first New Japan appearance in years. The little crowd going mental for Okada coming out with his lovely black shirt. So Okada's reappearance in New One. But my moment of the year is the John Cena heel turn on Cody Rhodes. Which one of the best executed angles in years. But like we talked about, they only had the script written for that one night and said, we'll let Ryan Johnson and Colin Trevorrow figure it out later. Oh, Colin Trevorrow's left. Colin Trevorrow is Travis Scott in this example. Right. We have to get JJ Abrams back. Oh, he doesn't really care. He'll whip something together. Oh, it's a little shit already. Oh no. Oh, what are we doing? Oh, Cody Rhodes is coming out and laughing and saying you're not the real John Cena. Even though John Cena just killed him the night before. Oh, it's a load of bollocks. Oh, we fucked it up. But that's all true. But I do think back to watching that Elimination Chamber show live, and I thought it was outstanding. Just a shame that they made a absolute pig zero of it afterwards. But that original segment and moment was out of this world good.
Alrighty.
Jojo.
Honorable mentions. Mr. Tanahashi getting the pin at Forbidden Door, which was very nice win.
Yeah.
Give the old fella the pin. From the same show, Nigel versus Zack Sabre Jr. and the video before it with Johnny saying,
yes.
It was just very special. We've talked a bit about Nigel's comeback and how deserved it is, and yeah, it still gets me every time. Hangman opening the briefcase at All In to reveal the title and the pop that got, but I'm going to actually give it to, and this shows how good that match was, I'm going to give it to Hangman's entrance at All In. Not often you get a face turn in someone's entrance. I don't know if WWE has ever done that, but the whole video before it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the whistling, that wonderful woman whistling. You don't get enough whistling on TV these days, from my liking. Him coming out, the fake babyface entrance, and the camera doing a whip pan from the heel to the babyface entrance. Excalibur's little speech about, working on the farm when he was a kid with, immigrants and stuff. Yeah, it was brilliant. That was just wonderful. And then I could have easily picked the match, the tap out, the briefcase as well. That's why that whole match was great. In fact, I'm going to watch it again after this. Maybe just relive that. But yeah, brilliant.
Checking that again.
Hangman's entrance.
Very good.
Alrighty. Some good picks there for the moment of the year. A rare WWE win in that category. Up next, we will go for gimmick of the year, which is self-explanatory. The act, the character, the gimmick of the year.
Yeah.
You went last. So why don't you go first here, Joe?
Yeah, I struggled a bit with this one. I just couldn't. Maybe you guys have better answers. Honorable mention again to Tony Storm, just because.
Of course,
Tony Storm, just great. Megan Bain. I know we were bigging her up all year. Give Bain the reign. I just think she's fantastic in terms of her presentation for someone who's not really been there that long. She's tremendous. But I'm going to go back to what we just talked about and give it to the title being hidden in a briefcase for the best part of a year. And the original idea is never been done before, and it was very effective when Hangman pulled that belt out. The crowd got popped like crazy, and that is a very effective use of a very simple gimmick, but it worked.
Yeah, I like that.
How about you, Paul?
I have honorable mentions: Dominic Mysterio, Mercedes Moné, Ultimo Moné, I should say. Brodito, Hardy Cameron, Pac, Marina Shafir, Ricochet, and Samoa Joe, Yakuza boss Samoa Joe. But I think there was not a lot of new gimmicks that really grabbed me. So I've just got Toni Storm again.
Okay,
I think she's the best.
A lot of the honorable mentions already done. I would go honorable mention Toni Storm. I would go honorable mention Megan Bain. It's not been a year for a lot of new gimmicks necessarily. Ultimo Monet, certainly not. El Clown, I would give a recommendation to. And while this is not explicitly an over-the-top character, I am nonetheless going to give this to Kyle Fletcher for the sort of his coming out year. He's shaving the head, distinguishing himself from Ospreay, kind of the ace in waiting, as it were, the protostar, you might even say. I liked a lot of his character work this year. Again, not as over the top as some of the other ones we've mentioned, but he's my winner. I thought about giving it to Marina Shafir because I've liked a lot of the stuff she's done this year, but just not really enough there. Again, she's so she wrestles in such a limited capacity. I struggle
more
with
juice
there
to squeeze out of that. For sure.
Yeah. So there you go. So that's our moment and our gimmick. For this year. Let's segue over to our non-wrestling reviews here, and let's talk about some movies. Who wants to go first on a movie this week?
I only got one, Marty Supreme. Who else saw that?
I've also saw Marty Supreme.
Should we start with Marty Supreme?
Marty Supreme. Timothée Chalamet is back.
Hell yeah.
He's got a little dirty moustache. He's also doing an Eddie Guerrero tribute look.
He's very a dirty Dom, wasn't he? In fact, yeah.
Little dirty Dom.
I went into the movie not knowing much other than there was ping pong involved, but
yeah, me too. I know he's Saft. Josh Saft.
Yeah.
The good one. The good Safty.
It was what you'd kind of expect. It was incredibly fast paced, tense.
Yes.
Almost it was farcical. I mean, intentionally and probably unintentionally, kind of farcical. It's about this semi-fictional ping pong player called Marty Supreme.
Marty Mauser.
Marty Mauser is his real name. He's kind of a Jewish kid from, Brooklyn or the Bronx or one of those sort of places. He's a ping pong world champion before ping pong is kind of known globally. This is before it became a big sport. And basically he wants to go to Japan to try and win the championship.
The world, he's like a regional champion, and the worlds are going to be in.
He's like
Japan.
the best American player, yeah. And he goes to London initially, and then his dreams to go to Japan, and then it all becomes about him trying to get the money to go to Japan. That's kind of, I guess, the crux of the plot.
Yes.
He's got this girl who's kind of on-off girlfriend. Something happens there. I liked it. I thought it kind of had a lot of sort of spunk, quite literally at times. And it was very engaging and very entertaining. It did, at some points, there were like eye rolls and groans, including in the audience, including myself, because it's just like, it's like watching Mr. Bean at times. It's just like, what's Marty Supreme getting into now? He's sat on the plate of jelly, It's like, oh God, come on. Like, you maybe got a little bit too far with it, but overall, I thought it was very, very entertaining and very kind of silly and sort of, just good. Chalamet, mean, I don't know that he's a good actor, quite honestly, but he's got something. He's got presence, got charisma. I really like. There's a guy in it called Kevin O'Reilly, I think his name is.
The Shark Tank guy.
Not an actor. I was watching him thinking, what do I know him from? He's really good. He's one of those guys that's been in a lot of stuff, but you don't know him. And then look him up. He's never acted. The Shark Tank Dragon's Den guy. He was the best thing in the movie. He was the fucking actor in it. He was amazing. Really, really good. Yeah, but overall, I'd give it a thumbs up. Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, I give it a super thumbs up. I absolutely loved it. This is after Good Time and Uncut Gems. I'm sure Josh Safdie has done some other smaller stuff either side, but for me, this is like his third movie. I have loved Good Time. I think Uncut Gems is a little overrated.
Yeah, I agree.
Uncut Gems is good, but people were falling out of their chairs to tell you how tense and how, oh my God, I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. And I watched it. I thought Uncut Gems was very good. My heart wasn't going 150 beats per minute. I was just good crime thriller. This one had the same fast pace as an Uncut Gems, but in more of a comedy thriller, I guess you call it, like a dark comedy.
Okay.
I thought the performances across the board were excellent. I thought Chalamet was great. I haven't seen Blue Moon yet with Ethan Hawke, which I believe is Chalamet's like main rival for the Oscar this year. But certainly of the films I've seen, I think Chalamet is probably the best performance for lead actor anyway. I know we can refer back to Sean Penn in One Battle After Another is probably my favorite overall performance.
Right.
But for lead actor, I thought Chalamet was top notch. And I'm not a big Chalamet fan. I think, what did I see him in last year? The Bob Dylan biopic, A Complete Unknown. That was the first movie where I really thought Chalamet was like, not just this like square-headed child man that I've been forced to watch in all these movies. I was like, oh, actually, it's actually pretty decent. This one I thought he was absolutely excellent. And to the point that I was like so bought into the character that I forgot it was him for times. I didn't think I was watching a Chalamet first. I was like, oh, this guy, this Mauser guy. The Shark Tank guy was great, as you mentioned as well. And yeah, I thought it looked great. I thought the score was really great. If I was to be a little bit critical, I'd say some of the needle drops were a little on the nose.
Okay.
In terms of like, it's not exactly this, but the equivalent of like, the times they are changing over a montage of like time passing. It's a bit obvious. There's like 2 or 3 examples of that throughout. But no, I would really struggle to point out anything else that I thought was weak. I mean, I thought it was really, really excellent. I loved it. So I'll give it 2 thumbs up. If Joe's given 1, I'll give it 2. So it's got 3 across the board.
3.5. There we go.
Marty Supreme. Big. In fact, I went the full 5.
Wow. Okay.
The full 5. That was the second full 5 I gave for 2025. After Sinners, which we'll talk about shortly. I've watched 2 other movies.
Go on.
Cover Up, which is a new Netflix documentary.
Okay.
Very, very good. Very, very good. It's about the journalist career of Seymour Hersh and various exposés that he was involved in, dating back to the Vietnam War. He was the Pulitzer Prize winning journalist who exposed some of the atrocities committed by the US soldiers during that war. He then was involved in the Watergate expose and also some exposés during the Iraq War as well. So it talks about how these things are covered up by the government, and there's audio clips and talking about how he gets his info from his sources and what he can say, what he can't say. And it starts with the Vietnam War, and then it segues slowly into being more about him as opposed to about a specific event. And some of the more interesting stuff is when he's talking about himself and his, he's been involved in some controversies where some of his exposés or his sources were found to not be exactly correct or exactly legitimate. And so he's talking about the difficulty in trying to, expose the truth while maintaining his integrity and talk about some of his self in that regard. So I thought it was really great. I mean, I would give it, if you're in the market for a documentary that's not true crime. So I'm a little tired of those.
Of course.
Very good. Very good. So check it out. Cover Up. And then the last movie I'll talk about is No Other Choice, which is the new Park Chan-wook.
Oh, yeah.
Of Old Boy and The Handmaiden fame. It's another banger. I'm happy to report. It is... it's a second adaptation of a book. So there was a French language adaptation about 20 years ago. And so this is the second crack at this book. Essentially, it tells the story of a paper, or like a line manager in a paper mill, paper production factory. And he loses his job. So there's like these other paper companies that he wants to apply for, but he's not really getting anywhere. And so he looks at his competition in terms of these other people. So a job is coming up, basically. This big job that he wants. And he's looking at the competition and says, well, what if instead of beating them in the interview, they were taken care of in other ways? I won't say any more than that.
Okay.
But it's a very, very good movie. It's also a little bit comedic, kind of like Marty Supreme. It's like a dark comedy thriller. And has that, Park Chan-wook visual flair. So like the scene to scene transitions are like fucking unlike anything you'll see anywhere else. So a really fantastically edited movie. And yeah, it's a little bit long. I think it's 2 hour 20. But it moves along in a good clip and will keep you guessing until the end. So I'll give it a big recommendation. I expect it's going to be in and around the Oscar nominations as well. So I'll be surprised if you see No Other Choice make an appearance there. Very excellent.
Very good. Lovely stuff. I've seen a couple of films this week. I watched Influencers, which is a Shudder film. I think is where it originally. It's sort of a darkly comic sort of horror thing. It's basically about this serial killer, I guess you would call her, who kills influencers. It's got a very late title card, which is kind of fun. Like the opening act is kind of her and her partner are on holiday. They come across an incredibly annoying influencer character. They befriend her, and then the shock twist at the sort of end of the first act is that the protagonist murders her, and then you kind of flash back, and then there's a wider kind of conspiracy goes. It was good. It was a solid watch. Enjoyable. Some twists, some turns. The story is fleshed out relatively well. Yeah, it's an easy enough watch. Unfortunately, what was not an easy enough watch was The Running Man from Edgar Wright, which I watched and was profoundly disappointed in.
Yeah.
I mean, my big thing, just to put a button on what exactly is wrong with it, I don't think you would know it's an Edgar Wright film if you didn't see his fucking name in the opening 5 minutes. Completely like flat and like no real style and dialogue, very just kind of whatever, just like getting you from scene A to scene B, and very I think it got off to a really bad start, because it's kind of like when you think about the really great Edgar Wright films. You think about obviously those two shots in Shaun of the Dead where he's walking to the shop, and then they redo the exact same one like 5 minutes later after the outbreak. This is all in like the opening like 20 minutes of the film, right, where they're establishing it and they're hooking you in with little stylistic things and good dialogue and all this other stuff. Hot Fuzz has all the vignettes, the kind of montages of his action-packed life before he moves to the shooting down. Like, in the opening minutes of The Running Man, like Glenn Powell is like sacked from his job, and he goes, okay, fair enough. We're in dystopian cyberpunk future land, right? And he's sacked from his job, and he goes back, and there's like a 10-minute scene where him and his wife just like walk around their shitty apartment doing exposition, explaining the world they live in, and my daughter's sick, and it's just completely flat, uninteresting exposition.
Could not care. He could punt that baby out the window. I wouldn't give a fuck, to be honest. Just I have no investment in those people.
No, not great performer. I like Powell a lot, but didn't get a lot from him in this. Josh Brolin is like your big bad sleepwalking. I mean, completely sleepwalking. It's you know what? It's kind of ironic because he, of course, is one of the more famous people who was making a Marvel, and it was like, this is, if I'm not going to make it this way, I'm going to leave. This feels like when an acclaimed director makes a Marvel, and there's been way too much studio interference, and you watch, you know, that's Doctor Strange, and like, yeah, I can kind of see some Sam Raimi in this, but not really. That's how The Running Man feels. You watch it, and you go, yeah, there's like a scene where he's running through that shitty motel hallway, and it kind of looks cool, I guess, for like a couple of minutes, but not really. Not like a fucking Edgar Wright movie looks and feels like, you know.
Right.
Funny, 'cause on Friday I was watching Red Letter Media's countdown of Joe Dante movies.
Yeah,
right.
And it kind of makes me think of that because he's someone with a very distinct, very similar to Edgar Wright, maybe like a very distinct style when he started off, and has made some very distinct kind of films, but has also done studio films that were like a little bit of Joe Dante, but really were just, you know, generic stuff. Maybe Edgar Wright ends up going the same way. Like maybe he'll make more of his own kind of smaller stuff that, for better or worse, is just very specific to him. Stay away from these big budgets, sort of. You know,
well, yeah, and I mean,
nonsense.
it was a big old flopperoo as well. So I feel like it'll probably be back to the smaller scale after this. But yeah, very disappointing. But look, you know, they can't all be winners. I'll still be interested in whatever he does next. And an interesting contrast, two films to watch back to back, was I finally watched Bugonia. Then after that, which is the latest Yorgos joint.
Yes.
Our Yorgi and Emma Stone back together. This is the sort of Jesse Plemons playing a sort of conspiracy theorist who kidnaps Emma Stone's character. She's a CEO, and he's convinced that she is an alien from another world, and the movie kind of goes from there. One thing that was really funny to juxtapose these two films was in the opening act, when you're introduced to the Plemons character, and then they're kind of interspliced with like the Stone character going about her day, and she's doing very soulless CEO things in meetings. There's a great scene where she's trying to come off more palatable and likable by saying people can leave early if they want, but then keeps doubling back on herself, reiterating that it's if your work is done. She's, you know, she takes every supplement under the sun. She's doing taekwondo. And I think in the age of like Zuckerberg and stuff like that, it's a really great portrayal of like a shitty CEO who's just completely divorced from regular people, doesn't have a normal bone in her body because she lives in this kind of like ivory tower of like, and it's like, it's so much more interesting than like The Running Man is also like a sort of very cynical, you know, we're plummeting towards late stage capitalism, and you know, that's obviously a movie where it's like the corporations run the world, blah de blah. But it's like Josh Brolin is playing generic evil suit wearing rich man at the top of the tower, you know, kind of sneering at you, and so obviously evil. And I realize we're talking apples and oranges, right? We're talking a Yorgos film versus a big studio action movie. But like in Bugonia, it's a lot more kind of like this person is just inherently detached from the rest of us. She doesn't act in a normal human way. You know, that which kind of plays into that opening act where a lot of mystery in this film. There's a lot of kind of, you know, initially, of course, you're watching it and you're thinking, okay, these guys are obviously like cranks and they don't really know what's going on. And then the film goes on, they sow a little bit of doubt, and then they sow a doubt upon that doubt, and you don't quite know where it's going to go. But just in that opening act, I thought it was a really good critique of kind of like, you know, the ultra rich and the CEO class. But yeah, it's great. It's got the Yorgos style. I mean, I thought the flashback scenes, which were very stylized, were fantastic and kind of nightmarish. They had his kind of dream logic look and feel to them that he always goes for. And I was genuinely kept guessing for the entire second half. Great performances. I love a movie with like a small focused cast of like 4 characters. Do you know what I mean? You had Plemons, and you had his cousin, you had Stone, and you had the cop, played by Stavros Halkias, who's kind of sort of a weird kind of comic relief sort of tertiary character who kind of shows up. Other than that, there's nobody else really in the movie. I always love a setup like that. It was excellent. It was excellent. I mean, it was I didn't really have any criticisms for it at all. The ending will split people. I actually skipped the spoiler section of the Red Letter Media video because I hadn't seen it yet, so I don't know where they landed on it. But before the spoiler section, they did say, you know, this movie could only really end one of two ways, and either one probably would have upset people to a varying degree. I liked it. I liked what they did. But yeah, really, really, really excellent, Bugonia. And then just earlier today, just before this podcast, I watched the new Predator Badlands, the latest from Dan Trachtenberg, he of Prey fame. And I thoroughly enjoyed it, just like Prey. I thought it was great. Good action, looked great, visually just so impressive. It might be a little divisive. I've seen people say that it doesn't really feel like a Predator movie. I've seen people say it maybe feels a little Star Wars-ified, which I don't necessarily disagree with, but I didn't have a problem with it. For anyone who hasn't seen anything about this, basically, the central character is like a sort of castaway from the Predator clan. He's like the runt of his litter. He hasn't successfully completed his hunt that these Predators all go on in all these movies to kind of earn their stripes. And so he finds himself marooned on like the most comically over the top, everything is trying to kill you planet ever, like from a Dark Souls video game or something. Every animal, every plant, every piece of soil is like alive and trying to kill you. And he sort of, despite being cast out by his tribe, he's going to kind of get his stripes one way or another. And it's really good. It goes from there. I don't want to say too much about it. It does go in a different direction to a lot of these Predator, even Prey, even Trachtenberg's last movie. It followed the same basic, formula. This is a different thing. But I really liked it. So yeah, the Predator franchise is kind of on the ups for me. I liked Prey. Okay. I liked this. I liked that animated one from last year as well. So they are firing on all cylinders there. So yeah, that's Predator Badlands. That was a thumbs up across the board for all those movies. Well, no, not for The Running Man. Thumbs up for all the other movies I watched. And with that, we will segue over to movie of the year. The real best picture. I mean, obviously, our prediction game, we've got some Oscar stuff in there, but this is the real
shit, right?
This is the real best picture. I think I went last time. I'll kick off here. And I'll segue over from my reviews because Bugonia did pick my previous number one. Ooh, right there at the buzzer. It was my favorite film of last year. I did absolutely love it. So yeah, that is my number one. Honorable mentions / the other things I had in contention. One Battle After Another, The Long Walk, Superman, Weapons, Sinners, The Naked Gun. Were all great. It was a good year for film. I still haven't seen a lot of heavy hitters. We're kind of in that period where obviously we're kind of waiting for a lot of some of the stuff that came out in America already. We're kind of waiting for it to hit over here. But yeah, Bugonia was my number one. What about you, Joe?
I had quite a few films sort of around the set, like Bugonia, One Battle After Another, yeah, Sinners, 28 Years Later. But I'm going to give it to a film that came out, I think, technically in 2024. Well, I saw it on January the 18th, 2025, and I thought it should have won last year's Best Picture. It's Conclave. Remember Conclave?
Yes.
Conclave was great.
I didn't give it last year, so I'm giving it this year. That's probably going to happen again next year.
Next year's best film, it's Sinners. I like Conclave a lot. Really, really fantastic movie. I mean, any chance to give Conclave a mention and remind people to go see it.
Very much.
Oh, what a class movie that is. I will give honorable mentions to Sinners, One Battle After Another, and two movies that, like Joe, I think technically it might have come out last year, but I always do my stuff by the Irish release date, so I don't give two fucks when they came out. So they come at me. And those two films are Nosferatu and The Brutalist.
Oh, very nice.
Nosferatu in particular, which I absolutely adored. In fact, I mean, between the movie that won and especially Sinners, One Battle After Another, and Nosferatu, you can just fucking flip a coin. And then what day I wake up. It's that close. But I will give my favorite movie of the year to Marty Supreme.
Oh, interesting. Wow.
We just talked about
Supreme. It's Marty Supreme.
Which I had a hell of a good time. Once again, with a very well-behaved audience. And that's, again, the trick is you go see it at 9:20 in the morning. Yeah, I loved it. Fuck, I don't know what to say. I loved it. I thought it was top-notch.
Very good.
All right. Lots of good films last year. And also last year, lots of good telly.
Oh,
Lots of good telly, in fact.
really good year for TV. Really good year for TV.
We all
TV's
finished.
back, folks.
It is back. It is absolutely back. Are we all finished? Pluribus.
Yes.
Yes.
The aliens did it.
The freaking
What?
aliens did it. Turns out
I knew it.
the boss was evil.
Must be alien or something.
I really liked the finale of Pluribus. I liked the season on the whole. I'm kind of. It's one of those things where I don't feel like it was an especially like powerful or moving or legendary TV event, which I think Gilligan kind of has the unfortunate curse of everything he does now being looked at through that lens.
Yes.
You had the 1-2 punch of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. But I don't know, even despite it not being that, I still thought it was just some really just excellently made TV that like looked and felt great and had great performances and great writing and felt like a real TV show for grown-ups, which is one of the things I think Apple is really going for. They are trying to go for kind of like prestige TV as you remember it. A little bit slow. That's what it's for, lads. Okay. If you want to watch fucking Family Guy clips underneath it, you can do that on your own time. All right, to keep your attention. It's a slow burn, and we're taking it there. I don't think it hit those super heights, but it was just really well made. I just really liked it. Except in those last 2 episodes, Apple have this thing where they now have to put a disclaimer when anyone's smoking a fag in a scene.
God.
What is up with that? That is so fucking hilarious. Or in a petrol station that might just have some cigarettes in the background. What the fuck is that about? That is so jarring and stupid. But other than that, I really liked it. What did you boys make of the finale and the season overall?
I liked it. It sagged a bit in the middle for me, but yeah, overall, it's not really slow, is it? I think excellent casting to have John Cena play a pod person. I mean,
Yes,
just,
absolutely.
Was he playing himself? I don't think he had a script. They just asked him, what do you think about Vince McMahon?
I think he was cutting a promo.
Oh, God, fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I like the characters. I like the main character. She's like kind of a bitch, to be honest, but I like that. Like, she is sort of in a good way. You know what I mean? She's not like particularly likable, but you're kind of interested in her. Yeah, it kind of goes around in circles a little bit, but ultimately it delivered enough like punch at the last couple of episodes, I think. Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll make a new one soon. I don't want to wait 3 years because I don't
No, you'll wait. It's a slow burn.
interest.
Hey, it's a slow burn. It's a slow burn. You'll wait 4 years for another 1 episode, then 4 more. Yeah, I'm going to be the low one of the group, I feel like. I do like it. I do think it is very good. And in fact, I think there's stuff that show does in terms of how it touches on its themes and character stuff that I think is excellent, particularly with Carol and the little glances she gives to the grave out the back garden and her relationship with Zoja and how you can see the kind of internal conflict in her mind because she comes off as so cynical and yet she's obviously really missing companionship.
Yes.
And you know, so there's stuff that the show does where I just watch and go, oh my God, they're nailing these things. And it's a fantastic looking show. The music is fantastic. And so all those things are objectively great. And yet I still feel like, I do feel like it is a little too slow.
Okay.
There was the one, I think episode 7, where she's like playing golf and she's singing songs. And then she goes to the shop. And then she drives home, and then she looks out the window.
Yeah, is that like the first act is that, and then the rest of it is him?
I think definitely it's the first act. I think it's like the first 30 minutes.
The first like half, yeah, the first half of the episode.
And then it's him driving and walking through the jungle, and then he hits the tree. And then after like 45 minutes, that's all you got. You know, and I did feel a little bit like, okay, I get it. She's isolated. She's lonely. She's bored. You know, I understand. There's also an element of setting it up to pay it off. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I did feel early in the season that it was spinning its wheels a little bit. And I did feel later in the season that it was spinning its wheels a bit. I do agree that it's like you said, Barry, a show for adults. I do feel, though, that the dialogue sometimes does veer into modern comedy sensibilities in an annoying way.
A bit, yeah, a bit.
That I would like it to not do. But I also understand that this is a character of the modern age and a character under stress and all this. So she will, resort to sarcasm and this and that. But there's lines where she's basically doing well, that just happened. And like, this show should be better.
It should be, yeah.
Than doing that. Otherwise, I did come around more on it in the second half. I do think around episode 3-4 is where I was a little ho-hum on it. But I do think it did come good at the end. And I did think it had a very strong finale. So I'm very interested to see where we go from here. I think the introduction of the Paraguayan character whose name is escaping me. I think that was kind of the shot in the arm. I think it needed that.
Yes,
to kind of jolt it forward a little bit. But definitely, I'll keep up on it. I mean, I don't think it was. I was going to say as bad. I don't think either were bad, but I think I enjoyed it way more than I enjoyed season 1 of Better Call Saul.
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
because I didn't really like it all. But maybe in the 3 years until we get some more. Maybe that's my opportunity to finally watch Better Call Saul.
I was thinking the exact same
thing.
Get
my little Gilligan fix.
Yeah,
I say that was really good.
I think I'll go back to that with this now in the rear view. Elsewhere on television, in preparation for season 2, I finally finished season 1 of The Pit.
Nice. Pity.
Which, funnily enough, even if I wasn't staring down like the barrel of season 2 starting, I think I would have finished anyway, because I was watching it very slowly, because it's very intense. I was kind of like, all right, I'll watch one episode and then I'll do something else and then I'll work my way back up to it. I was really enjoying it, but obviously it's a very intense show. Once I hit about like the halfway point, I was like, all right, I'm lucky enough to be coming to this show after it's done. I just cannot. I ripped through like the entire second half of it in like 2 days. Because it really got its hooks into me, and then like for the last there's like a thing in like the last 3 or 4 episodes that sort of made it impossible for me to stop watching. Absolutely excellent. I mean, one of the best shows of last year for certain. I absolutely loved it. Great performances, some great collection of characters. A lot of complex threads going on at once. You've got all these characters at varying degrees of their qualification and their career, and they've got their whole kind of complex. Each character feels like they have their own world. Do you know what I mean? And they all just, like any good kind of workplace drama, they all kind of intersect at this one place, but they feel like fully 3-dimensional characters outside of just the fact they're sharing this ER. And I loved it. Loved it. And then this week beat season 2. Which I similarly thought was great. First episode was excellent. Not too much to say, obviously setting your table for what's to come. But I thought the first episode was very, very good. Where are you boys on The Pit, and have you seen the most recent episode?
Yes, was rewatching the first one, but we kind of doing it one a week, and then we just lost it over Christmas. Also, to be honest, I downloaded it, and I have to mirror it to the TV or play in HDMI, and I'm at a point where unless I can press a button,
well, that's it. Yeah.
It's just too hard to do it now. They've taken it away from us. They've destroyed everything good we had. Used to be able to, the people, the men, the man. You used to be able to download things and you could watch it easily, but now it's hard, so that annoys me. To be honest, I could buy a thumb drive. I'm not sure if the USB.
That's what I use.
I'm not sure if the USB drives on my TV work anymore, so that's the problem. So yeah, we're watching it. We didn't finish it, but then we just jumped to series 2 anyway, and it was very good. It's a great show. I think it does have that modern thing of like it's talked about a lot. If this was made 15 years ago, it wouldn't get the same attention because it would just be a really good show that's on the TV, because there's literally nothing on anymore. It's like it gets all of the discussion. There's only like 3 TV shows actually made anymore. Like they don't really make anything. So it gets more maybe conversation than it should, but I think it's really good. Like Noah Wiley a lot, and all the youngsters that he's got around him. Very good.
What are you, Paul?
I don't watch it because I'm too much of a coward.
It is pretty gross.
Yeah,
it is pretty gross.
It is pretty woof. Yeah.
I mean, even knowing that going into it, I was like, oh boy, there's some scenes. Yeah, I can get that. But it is excellent. The other thing I watched then is a miniseries based on a book called All Her Fault, which is a Peacock original.
Is this the one they talked about on Red Letter Media as well?
Yes. Sarah Snook, Dakota Fanning, not to be confused with Elle Fanning, who's in the Predator movie. Michael Pena, and a whole bunch of other, it's them, character actors. It's crap. It has a bit of a sort of American soap opera feel to it. It has this incredibly annoying, sad score that is playing 100% of the time.
Oh, no.
It's not a Netflix show. It has shitty Netflix washed out color and lighting the whole time. It's disgusting to look at. The whole fucking show is hideous to look at. Core premise is all right. Sarah Snook plays a mother who is coordinating with another mother in her kid's class for a play date. She goes to pick him up. She's been given a duped address, and it turns out that her son has been kidnapped. And it kind of goes from there, basically. She and all her other mom friends are very wealthy. They live in a posh neighborhood in Chicago. Their kids go to a posh school. And Michael Pena plays one of the cops involved in solving the mystery. Snook is great. Obviously, she's great and everything. Fanning is good. You don't want to be in the same role for your entire career, but Pena is playing the most boring cop imaginable. I guess trying to break away from being the comic relief guy. He is so boring as the lead kind of detective trying to get to the bottom of all this. It's the writing is okay, the cast is good, but it feels very, very cheap and sort of unremarkable in its sort of craftsmanship. Kind of feels like there's a lot of weight on Sarah Snook's shoulders trying to carry this whole thing. I'll stick with it. It's 8 episodes. It's a mini series, so I'll finish it. We're about halfway done. And it's not an especially intriguing mystery, though. I will say, like they're kind of trying to set it up like all these different moving parts. The Snook character, her family has some kind of kooky individuals in it, and you're kind of, but I'm not like intrigued, to see who knew what or who slots in where. But whatever, it's like it's watchable. Like it's not great. Yeah. That's it. No other TV for you boys beyond Pluribus?
Nothing important.
We'll talk about it in the awards.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. Alrighty. That takes us to the awards. The TV show of the year. I went first last time. So, Joe, why don't you kick us off here?
Well, kick us off. Honorable mention to Taskmaster, which we started watching.
Yes. Last
Christmas. And kind of finished in January, and then rewatched as soon as I would let Michelle rewatch it, because she would have wanted. She just said, like, right, let's rewatch it straight away. I was like,
let's start it.
I want a little break. Let's watch the new ones, and then we can rewatch it. And we did that.
Yeah.
It just continues to be a brilliant show. A new series coming up with Kamala Nanjiani in it, and Armando Nucci. Should be really good.
What a cast! Wow,
hell of a lineup. That was great. I give that an honorable mention, but I'm gonna give a TV show of the year to a little show called Slow Horses on the Apple TV Plus. It's just really good. Again, it's sort of like proper telly, like just good funny characters you like, good kind of action mysteries. I wish they had more episodes, but Gary Oldman's just brilliant. I mean, it's kind of a shame that he's such a big actor, because I would love if he had more actors like that just doing TV shows where they're just really good. You know what I mean? Like, God, he's just so funny, but brilliant actor as well. Farts a lot. That's funny. Farting. I like farts. Oh, fucking useless. And then that's it. He looks horrible. It's brilliant. So we watched a couple more series of that over Christmas. So give it to old Slow Horses.
Alrighty. Paul, what about you?
Oh, like I said, great year for TV. Honorable mentions. Beavis and Butthead.
Ooh.
Never failed to make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Mobland, which I finished over Christmas. Very fun. British gangster.
Nice.
You what? You fucking cunt. What? Good fun. Taskmaster, as mentioned by Joe. Also enjoyed the Champion of Champions and New Year's Treat, which is my first year watching that as I went out, so that was fun. The Studio, of course. which I very much enjoyed. Seth Rogen's comedy. Common Side Effects.
Oh, yeah,
Mike
yeah.
Judge produced follow-up from some of the lads what made Scavenger's Reign, which was my TV show of the year a few years ago. I think The Bear was an improvement on the season before. Not quite back to its best, but definitely up from its worst.
Okay.
The Chair Factory.
Of course, yeah. Chair
I'll
Company.
mention. Chair Company. Why did I write Factory? That's the show also starring Gary Oldman for some reason. The Chair Factory. And final honorable mention, Razor Sharp defeat, almost victory, but snatched from the hands of victory, Andor, which I thought was absolutely bang-a-lagging this year. But there was one show that redefined television for me this year.
Wow.
And creativity in television that just had my jaw on the floor every single episode. My God, I think the word genius was used. Once in a lifetime. My TV show of the year is
SmackDown?
My TV show of the year is Elimination Chamber 2025. Season 2 of The Rehearsal.
Of course.
Wow. Yeah, I
show.
forgot to mention that, but that is obviously.
Wake
Brilliant.
me up, Billy Simon. I mean, come on. What more to say? All right.
Tremendous.
Alrighty. Yeah, I would co-sign a lot of the ones you mentioned there. Andor was brilliant. Season 2 there of the most recent season of Always Sunny in Philadelphia continues to deliver there. Season fucking 17, I think. Of that show, still putting in a great shift. Pluribus up there, Common Side Effects as well. Most recent Rick and Morty, not bad, not amazing, but it's solid. Solid enough.
I saw South Park and a lot of people's this. Not on man.
That is, watch more telly, baby. Listen to the Chair Shot podcast. They will recommend you some great television. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, I had some chuckles with it.
I like the first time Donald Trump had a small dick. The other 9 times.
The other
I
9
got bored
times,
of it,
though.
to be
Yeah, I don't know. The Pitt season 1, of course, deserves a mention as one of the best of the year. And similar to Paul there, Pipped at the Post, most other years probably would have won. Season 3 of Smiling Friends was just hysterical. I mean, hysterical and kind of meta and weird and just totally different to so many other things while still being hilarious. But I mean, I have to go to Rehearsal season 2 as well. It's, I mean, again, everything else is kind of competing for the second place. This would have won on any other year awards. Yeah, really spectacular stuff. Joe. Oh, we did Joe already, didn't we?
We've
We've done all. We've all. Those are awards. Great show for a great year for telly. Great year for telly.
Yes. It's back.
It is back. It is back. Movies, we'll wait and see. Video games. I've been playing a couple of video games. I finished Silent Hill F, which I was playing towards the end of last year. That is an excellent game. Very scary.
Press F for respect.
Press F. Truly, for all these characters who are going through all this shit, you got to press F for them because they are struggling. Let me tell you, they are fucking going through it. Silent Hill F is great. It is a worthy entry in the franchise. It's scary. It's complex. It's got great characterization. Oh my God. It's so fantastic. And it's, it has some pretty solid gameplay too, which is always kind of a weird thing in Silent Hill games because they're kind of intentionally not doing like sick combat where you're doing combos on people because you're supposed to be an everyman. I think F's approach to it is good without getting too into the weaves on. I think it's excellent. I think it's well worth it. If you want a good story game, even if you're not into your horror in general, I think F is an excellent narrative that I think people will enjoy. Following mine and Paul's chats there before Christmas, I did get Metroid Prime 4 for the Switch 2. Since started and binned it, because it is not very good at all. Yeah, incredibly boring. I think the thing that a lot of people have put forth, and I think it's hard to argue with, is it feels like after all those years in developmental hell, they were pretty much told, look, just ship a game that you can call Metroid Prime.
Right.
Because it's, despite the fact that like you watch the direct and it's all this kind of, oh, well, in this one, Samus has like psychic powers and that's the hook, right?
Yeah.
But it's not like, oh, in this Zelda game, you can fuse any two items together and make a weapon and oh my God, the world is your oyster now because you can do that. This, I'm not even joking when I say you kind of just get your standard Metroid power-ups in this game and they put psychic in front of them. So you get a double jump and it's called like, oh, you got your psychic boots, I think is what those are called. It's, you get a bunch of extremely mundane, just standard, like picture in your head a collection of Metroid style power-ups to help you advance through a world, to get you through obstacles. And they're just called fancy psychic names. At one point, I unlocked a thing called it's something along the lines of like a psychic whip or a psychic grapple, I think it was called, which sounds cool, right? In a video game, when you get a grapple hook, that's always the coolest thing ever. But the way it works is certain doors are like barricaded shut. And so once you unlock this ability, you can go up to them and like press a button to pull off the block on it and then walk through it. It's not a grapple hook you use for navigation. It's not a whip you use in combat. It is not a cool psychic ability where you're picking people up like in Control or Psyops or any game like that and throwing them around. It is effectively a dressed up key that lets you get through certain doors you could not previously get to. Yeah. This is not Mario Odyssey where they change the game and they're like, okay, now you have the hat that lets you play as a fucking any NPC in the game. This feels like they have made the most bare bones vanilla Metroid-y experience and tried to dress it up a little bit and make it sound like that's not what you're doing, but it's very shallow. I played the Switch 2 version. Look, fair enough, it came out on Switch 1. You can't work miracles. It looks like a game from 12 years ago, which isn't a deal breaker, but it's not very nice looking. And even though it's not like it's not Wolfenstein, right? It's not like a shooting game. Like I know you don't come to a Metroid Prime game for first person shooting in that sense, but even still, I found it massively uncomfortable to hold the Switch 2 and play sequences where you're fighting like 2 or 3 enemies. That right trigger feels like shit. I mean, it feels terrible. I think the worst thing I could say about Prime 4 is it made me think less of the console. It made me actually think, I wish they changed these triggers a bit more than they did. Like the Switch 2 feels like a Switch 1. I mean, it just feels like a bigger Switch 1. And I think ergonomically, I think it's a lot less fun to hold and use for extended periods of time. In particular, a game like this where you're smashing that right trigger, it doesn't feel good at all. I
don't play any games handheld at all.
Yeah, I generally I don't, but for whatever reason, this one I think because I just wanted to get a feel for the Switch. I haven't used the Switch 2 very much, you know. But yeah, so I've been that off, and my big thing now, again, back to the top of the show, I am going to just try and like focus on a singular game. I'm going to try and finish Cyberpunk, which I've been playing on and off for years. So that's going to be my new thing. Right. That'll be what I'll be playing going forward. Yeah, that was me over the break anyway. What have you been playing, Paul?
I finished Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Excellent. Did you do a lot of side stuff or did you?
Yeah, here and there. I don't think I comprehensively did everything, but any side quest I come up, I would do. Loved it, of course. I do think, sadly, it kind of dips towards the end. I think the last area in Thailand, where you're on the boat, is by far the worst part of the game.
Yeah.
Thanks for saving that for the end, guys. Maybe we start with the worst and get progressively better. Because I think the Vatican is maybe my favorite.
Yeah, I think they went kind of backwards. Almost like a Hitman 1 thing where like Paris is the best. You know, the first level.
Paris and Sapienza. Yeah, didn't love, and then the final boss fight. What a fucking slog! Yeah. I mean, I never really got on with the like
fisticuffs,
hand-to-hand combat in that. I was always sneaking around and whopping people on the back of the head with a brick or whatever. And then at the end, they're like, "Well, now you have to fight a guy." I'm like, "Oh, this is shit." But otherwise, I mean, a really great, top-notch game, end to end. Again, I would have trimmed maybe a little bit of the hour where I was slowly driving around in a boat that doesn't control very well.
Yeah.
Here's the place. But otherwise, very much enjoyed it. Good. I mean, the best Indiana Jones thing since Last Crusade. Easily the best. And I would say not on that S tier, but not far off. Certainly miles better than anything else that they brought out. And I'm playing Outer Worlds 2 now.
Oh, yeah.
The Obsidian follow-up to their Fallout in space.
They're not Fallout game, yeah.
Not quite Starfield, not quite Fallout, but somewhere in the middle. And I'm very much enjoying that. Early on, it felt almost too close to Avowed. Like, did I make a mistake playing this year? Because they obviously brought out both of those games this year. But the more I get into it, the less it feels like Avowed, which is definitely a good thing. I do feel like those games, they're good small versions of the Elder Scrolls Fallout, model. But having also played Oblivion this year, I do almost now prefer the big, expansive, just fucking lose yourself, kind of Breath of the Wild style, lose yourself and just walking in this direction for 10 minutes and seeing what you come across. Avowed and Outer Worlds 2, in that the maps are small enough and contained enough that while there's some exploration you can do, it is very limited, right? You're not really ever going to come across something. Oh my God, look what I just found. Everything is kind of tied to a quest. There's very few areas that you really are going to go off the beaten track. But the story is quite good and it controls well and all the powers and stuff are great. There's a great thing in it where you get flaws depending on how you play.
Yes, yeah.
So for example, obviously you have your level up and you can put your points into skills and you get your traits. Oh, you leveled up twice, so now you can pick a trait or whatever. But as you're playing it, it suggests flaws to you. And a flaw is like obviously a negative perk, but it will have also a positive.
Yeah, it's like a
trade-off thing. So I got one, like whenever I'm talking to characters, I don't got all day to sit there and people talk to me. So I'm like, read the line really quickly, press B. Read the line really quickly, press B. I'm not actually listening to all the dialogue. And after I talk, somebody pops up, you don't really like listen to people talk to them. Do you want this flaw where it's like, it'll just skip through the dialogue, but it'll like pick a random option from the dialogue tree. I was like, that's interesting, but I'm okay. I don't actually want that, but I like that it suggests you these things. One's like, you're really bad with money. Do you want to have, like we set up a savings account for you? And every time you level up, you get a bit of money back. Stuff like that. Very, very fun. So yeah, I'm about halfway through it, I want to say. My Game Pass runs out on the 22nd. So I'm aiming to have it beaten by then, at which point I'll start Ghost to Yotai. I was supposed to play Ghost to Yotai over Christmas, of course, but I forgot to cancel my Game Pass. So that meant that play another Xbox game while I still have that.
Right.
So that's why Outer Worlds 2 was... And I wanted to play Outer Worlds 2 anyway. I really, really liked the first one. And I like Avowed. So there you go.
And that takes us to our Game of the Year.
Game of the Year.
Which there were another good year. Lots of good games. I'll just quickly say honorable mentions to Arc Raiders and Silent Hill F and South of Midnight, which I think I talked about in real time as I was playing it, is criminally underrated. But my Game of the Year, the fairly boring pick, but it was indeed Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. Couldn't come up with a hot take on this one that I didn't just feel like I was doing for the sake of it. It was Clair Obscur for me. What about you, Paul?
Honorable mentions: Donkey Kong Bonanza, Death Stranding 2.
Oh yeah.
Avowed.
Okay. Oh yeah, Avowed. Yeah,
that was this year as well. Outer Worlds 2, and I'd have a time replaying on the remaster version Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which I liked more than Avowed or Outer Worlds 2.
Okay.
My time with Oblivion this year, I loved it. My Game of the Year is Clair Obscur Expedition 33 Trente Trois, which I absolutely adored.
Sacre bleu.
Joe, are we going to go 3 for 3?
Yeah.
Joe has secretly been playing Clair Obscur.
Well, I got one game in under the wire.
Excellent.
For Christmas, I got Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a Switch 1.
Yes.
So I finished Super Mario Galaxy 2. Did all 120 stars there.
Nice. Wow.
He's hardcore.
I played it a lot. I went from Christmas Day through to I think January like the 5th, maybe I finished it. And I really enjoyed it. It is very similar. I think it was easier because of the mechanics are so similar to the first game. Like you got the muscle memory.
Yeah,
you're not learning it. So yeah, it was really fun. It's a bit kind of lazier than the first one in that, like, although technically it's like you're on a spaceship.
Yeah,
like the first one has all these different buildings, exploring. The second one's just like, right, go in here and select a level.
Pick a level. What do you want to do?
Let's get left. Go on, pick it. I kind of enjoyed it more because like the levels weren't all. It wasn't really space themed. Like so many of the levels are like classic Mario, like lava land, Skyland, underwater, etc. So yeah, really fun running at Odyssey a little bit, like having all those different types of.
What about that level? One of the all-time great levels where the water freezes.
Oh yeah. That was fun.
On the Wii, doing that on the Wii. That's
that was the other thing with this. Obviously, you have this constant kind of pointing with. I'm using it.
Yeah,
I'm using a controller, not the wand. So it's like constantly trying to. It's really awful mechanic doing it on a handheld controller. Yeah, generally it was fun. It's a few difficult levels, but yeah, pretty good. There was one that there's the Mario 64 level with the Womp thing,
which is great.
Which was really fun. As soon as you get land in there, it's like, wait, I know where I am. I've been here before. That was really fun. Yeah, I liked it a lot. So I've now played, I think, every single mainline Mario game. That was the last one. So yeah, that'll be it. I don't know if there'll be anything in the new year. I don't think I'll be getting a Switch 2 because I just.
Did you play 3D World and Bowser's Fury? Did you play those?
No.
Those are well worth it.
No, 3D World's good.
Maybe I'll look into those.
3D World is actually.
I would say 3D World is not a Galaxy 2 Odyssey. It's been like one slight tier below, but it's still great.
Yeah.
And Bowser's Fury. They're both in the one package. My God.
Oh my good God. So I don't know if I'll end up playing a game this year. I won't be getting a Switch or a console. Probably won't pick up a PC. Good enough for gaming. So I don't know if I'm realistically going to play any new stuff. Maybe something on the Switch. But yeah.
That new Steam box could be cool, but with the cost of everything now, unfortunately, a lot of people's hopes that it's going to be affordable have gone up in smoke. But
I can't justify 400, 500, 600 quid for one or two games a year.
Exactly.
I'm the same. I just don't have a Switch too. I'm playing the Brothers.
Yeah, and I right now that's where it's at. I mean, it's like because it's Donkey Kong. That's it. That is it. That is it. Alrighty.
I would say 3D World and Bowser's Fury. If you can pick that up cheap, you'd have fun. You have a fun time with that.
And Bowser's Fury as well is like an afternoon, a lazy afternoon, maybe. You could probably burn through it. It's like a very cool sort of self-contained experimental kind of thing. A little bit different. But yeah. Alrighty. Our final segment of the show is typically our music and miscellaneous things not covered in the other guffs. I will say, back to the top of the show, I have actually listened to some albums this year, some 2025 albums. I did listen to the most recent Health album, the kind of, what would you call them, kind of like electronic EDM, sort of indie rock hybrid thing, or whatever you'd call that. That group, really good. Conflict DLC, I believe, is the name of it. And I thoroughly enjoyed that. It's such a unique sound, and I really enjoyed that. I also finally got around to listening to, again, kind of in my mindset of, you want to listen to something. Well, who's around that's the kids are buzzing about these days that you want to listen to? I listened to some of that Esdekid.
Oh, me too.
The not Timothy Chalamet. I mean, now, because obviously, so that meme was going around that, oh, is he Esdekid? And then they parlayed that into some Marty Supreme marketing. But now I'm kind of thinking, was that entire rumor just a long play by the Marty Supreme marketing? Because whenever I see someone commenting that, it's like, right, okay, one of them is extremely Scouse. One of them is the most Scouse sounding human being you'll ever hear, and the other one's Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
But I did listen to his 2025 album, the name of which escapes me at the moment. But it's great. I mean, it's got such a unique sound. Really kind of just like thumping, kind of like fist pumping, kind of angry, kind of UK. It's kind of grime, but it's kind of like a little bit almost like house music as well. It's a really It's a really cool sound, and he's got a really distinct voice and flow. I really liked it. What you listen to some of this, Joe?
Yeah, I listened to the single a lot. I like the Chalamet's verse on it. I mean, he's he's pretty good. It's decent.
Bad.
It's decent, and I like the original song as well. It's got a really cool sound to that song. I love the videos. The video they did was like amazing. The editing and the just such a kind of unique sort of look and edit to it. Really good. So yeah, I listened to the album as well. It was pretty good to me. It wasn't like something that would jump out at me if I was just listening to a playlist of UK kind of grime and drill songs. I'm not sure it would jump out at me, but it was good. I did like it. So yeah, pretty good.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. Yeah, Rebel was the 2025 album for anyone curious, and that's like it's nice and short as well. It's like it's 21 minutes. So if anyone wants to take
these days, they're just like you get paid per stream, so 3 of those in an hour.
Exactly. Yeah, less time than an episode of South Park, and a much better use of your time as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty. On that note, we will do our album of the year. A couple of good albums this year. I enjoyed the new Florence and the Machine. The new Tyler the Creator was great, as it always is. Esdekid, of course, and Health as well. I've actually been listening to the Health one a lot. They've got a lot of earworms on that one. But for me, it would have to be CMAT, Euro Country, Sound of the Summer and the Year, as it were. So that's my album of the year. What about you, Joe?
An honourable mention to Lily Allen, West End Girl.
Yes,
it was a strong comeback. I quite enjoyed the album, and I liked the fact that it was an album about something, not a sort of generic. Here's a load of singles that'll play well. It was like, I'm going to absolutely destroy my ex-husband because he was a cunt. That he was sort of quite sort of brutal, but it was good. But I'll also give my award album of the year to CMAT as well.
Oh hell yeah!
It was a really, really good album. Really enjoyed it. Good sound.
What about you?
Very good. My honorable mentions are Spiritual Cramp Rude, which was a very fun punk record. Ghost Skeleton, which was a return to form after the stinky ass poo from a butt, which was Impera. The new Wet Leg Project.
Oh yeah.
All the Fantano nomenclatures here.
Yeah, have you done record yet?
Yeah, the latest Alex G record when he dropped.
Yeah, when he dropped the record, yeah.
Headlights. Clumsy bitch, don't be dropping records. And I didn't listen to it, but I will give my album of the year to Seam.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I liked when she was on the Late Late Toy Show and she made them kids.
Oh, yeah. That's cute. That was cute.
So there you go.
Excellent. Alrighty. So that brings us to our
board.
Last two wrestling awards year. We are going to start off with the negative and then we'll go to the positive. We'll end on the high, as we always like to do. Worst wrestling thing of the year. Now I went first there. I think I went first too. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to go to Paul there for your worst wrestling thing.
Yeah, sorry to bring the vibe down. But that's how the wrestling business is. Honorable mentions: John Cena's entire run as a heel.
Yeah.
And to be honest, probably some of his babyface run afterwards.
Yeah,
I believe some of that stuff was well regarded. Honorable mention: the Sisters of Sin.
Yes.
Not quite bad enough to win.
They
are bad. Jey Uso, in particular, Jey Uso's super kicks.
Yeah.
Pillows for feet, let me tell you. WWE bringing back Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
John Cena Gunther, in particular. You got me, kid.
Yeah.
Little smiley face. Just, I mean, again, it's a personal gripe, but if the point was to put over Gunther, have him fucking submit John Cena, not just John Cena, and go give him a big wink the camera. See what I'm doing? And then Bully Ray going, truly, John Cena had no more in the tank. Lads, it's wrestling. Fucking have Cena choke the cunt and have him like tap because he's dying. That's how to do it, right? And then finally, very, very close again to winning, F4WOnline.com's headlines.
Oh.
Up there currently, I pulled an example.
Oh, God.
CM Punk addresses Stranger Things finale criticism.
Yeah, so they've just become like every other site now where it's just regurgitating podcast clips and recapping.
But not even to do with wrestling, not even news.
Yeah. That was such a whiny quote from Punk as well. Oh my God, shut the fuck up. Anyway, go on, Paul.
But yeah, I mean, they are the worst website for that. I feel like every day is Lana comments on Bishop Dyer's future in the business. Like, okay, this isn't news. This is not news. And we talked about earlier today, how many times can you hear New Japan wrestler interested in exploring free agency?
Yes.
Every year that happens. We know this. This is news. Anyway, the worst wrestling thing of the year for me, one of the worst wrestling things I've ever seen, in fact, the Raja Jackson incident.
Ah, yes. Yeah.
By a country mile was the worst wrestling thing of the year.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I wish I could scrub it from my memory. It was that bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry to take this kind of jokey award.
But
I think it's only shit. And then an actual almost murder.
Yeah, no, I think you're dead right. I mean, listen, I know Dave Meltzer was the same. He called it among the worst things he's ever seen in a professional wrestling. Joe.
The wrestling media, just all of it, is terrible.
Yeah.
It is terrible. I don't know what happens when Meltzer dies or retires.
Oh, God, it's going to be dark days.
It's literally nothing else. We're going to have to step up, I think. I do enjoy post wrestling. I'll give those guys they're really good, but they're not like full on journalists.
Not newsbreakers necessarily.
Worst thing, Paul Levesque. We already gave him one award, but I'm going to give him another one.
Absolutely. He deserves it.
In AEW reuniting shit tag teams.
Yes.
We don't need the Acclaimed. We don't need the Jungle Boy Express. Any others that come back. We don't need it. Please don't. Please don't do it, AEW. But overall, I'm just going to give worst wrestling of the year to TKO.
Very good.
I just hate that company. It's awful. It's very interesting. Like Brandon Thurston did a whole article about this shareholder lawsuit against TKO, that they orchestrated the whole merger rather than actually looking for a real buyer, which is obviously what happened. I mean, look at it. What I didn't realize is it was all about kind of maneuvering the debt away from Endeavor into this new TKO venture. So they're in they got $3 billion of debt, which is not actually a lot considering the size and the revenues and profits of that company. But I thought that was very interesting. I didn't know that was the motivation. So yeah, fuck TKO.
Excellent. I would echo a lot of that stuff in my honorable mentions. A lot of the stuff that was mentioned. I was going to go with the Raja Jackson thing at one point. I think it's a great pick. I think I did err on the side of something a little less intense, to Paul's point.
Lighter, yes.
But still, I mean, it's worst wrestling thing. And I think that is probably the real worst wrestling thing. I mean, some other ones, I think they were all kind of mentioned. I would say also AEW's kind of continued inability to kind of settle on an identity and still trying to be all things to all people. Do you know what I mean? Not really the worst thing, but I think that certainly frustrated me continually through the year. But my worst thing of the year, it's kind of tangential to TKO, but it's actually not TKO specifically. My worst thing of the year is fans complaining about TKO prices while still going to shows.
Yeah.
Paying $1,000 to sit in the nosebleeds at WrestleMania. Do you know what I mean? And in general, the constant whining without ever thinking, maybe I'll go watch something else or do something else or do support something else. It's never been easier and if your whole personality is around hating AEW, you could watch anything else. You could do anything else. You could watch TNA. I mean, if you're fucking a loser, Stardom, New Japan, Tokyo Joshi Pro, CMLL having a great year by all accounts. So I suppose it's broadly just kind of like that constant whinging about a thing you could choose not to watch. In big 2025. So there you go.
Just throw Matt Hardy in there as a Stupid idiot and worst wrestling thing. Whatever you want.
Ties into Paul's things about F4W having a headline every 3 seconds about what he thinks about this, that, and the other thing.
Roddy thinks Mick Foley should be commissioner in AEW. Why do I need to know that? Don't tell me. Not interested.
That's not news. That is not news.
Dog shit.
Matt Hardy would be interested in another run in WWE. Yeah, would he? Yeah, I'd also like some money. Alrighty. We're going out. We're going out on top here, talking about the total package of the year award. Now, for those of you who might be new listeners, this is, of course, our overall wrestler of the year, and as the name implies, named for the great Lex Luthor, named for the great Lex Luthor, the total package Lex Luthor. That's great. There's your episode title. By the way. We're talking everything here. We're talking.
Do we have the
wrestling? No,
I forgot. We'll do it next year.
We'll do it next year.
Nobody won last year. Probably.
Osprey, was it?
Is it Osprey? Might have been Osprey. I think it was Osprey.
For anyone who's new, what we're going to do is we're each going to give our wrestler of the year, which is effectively what this award is. We're each going to give one, and then we're going to vote on a communal. This is the CSP total package of the year award. Luminaries of the past include I think Kenny Omega, Randy
Orton 4 times. I think
Danielson a bunch of times. Dolph Ziggler once, I believe, which I promise you at the time was not weird. I promise.
Rousey.
Yeah, we were in real time. These were all fine. All right. Okay. This time we will go with Paul to start us off here.
Okay. Honorable mentions. I've lost my file. Where is it? Here we go. Honorable mentions. So this was, I think, the closest ever for me. I had 3 people that at different times during the year I was flipping back and forth on. I didn't know if I was going to go with one, and then one for me. I mean, the first 6 months of the year, I was very steadfast on. I said, this person for sure is going to cakewalk this. Mm-hmm. And then, kind of halfway through the year, someone else kind of stepped in, and they started to fall back, and then there was kind of one bubbling under throughout the whole year that kind of came on strong in the end. So I was like, again, depending on what morning I wake up on, I had different picks here. So that's all to say, in the case that we have some sort of, because of course this is the one award, listener, if this is people listening to this for the first time, this is the one award that we must reach consensus, and we have only one winner. So that's for me to say that I will probably be quite flexible if we have different picks here. But honorable mentions, Tony Storm. I mean, again, for the first 6 months of the year, I thought Tony Storm was by far my favorite character on this TV show. Had banger matches with Mariah and Mercedes, and just was fucking knocking it out of the park every single time. I don't want to say kind of fell off as the year went on, because not necessarily her fault, but
less high profile second half in the year.
Less high profile. The matches, obviously because of the tag team stuff. I mean, the final was very good. We'd say the matches haven't been as exciting. The promos haven't been as important or exhilarating. Hangman Page, honorable mention, had a fantastic year as well. Again, especially the first, I mean, almost similar to Tony Storm in terms of kind of the ups and downs, but certainly had very high highs. Had a really wonderful year. Mercedes Moné had a cracking year, obviously. On another year, she might have been my pick. Very, very close. And I would say on the other side, can't deny that Dominic Mysterio and Gunther had very important and impressive years, and Io Sky as well.
Yeah.
And then it really came down to 2, and I had one name written on this file until the 30th of December. At which point I changed the name, because while they were in the same match, these 2 men, one of them in the match demonstrated to me their ability to do it all. And hence, this is the total package of the year at the end of the day.
Yes.
So this guy can do a heel at the top level. this guy showed that he can do babyface at the top level. One of the all-time best babyface performances I've ever seen. Can do it on the promo. Can do different styles of wrestling, as we've seen. Can do bloody brawls. Can do technical brawls. But, and then, as we saw at World's End, can do very much a selling from underneath Rocky-style babyface performance. So honorable mention to Kyle Fletcher. Okay, had a hell of a year. But total package wrestler of the year, John Moxley.
Wow. Great comeback.
Great comeback. Culminating with, again, as we talked earlier, my match of the year, which was in no small part due to his performance in that match.
Alrighty. Great pick. Joe, what about you?
Very similar lineup for me. I had 4 that I've really struggled to pick from. Kyle Fletcher has had a great year, but I think there's still more to come from him. Certainly had some great singles matches, but Primo as a character could still do some work. I think he will inevitably win it in the future, but for now, maybe not quite. I really wanted to give it to Tony Storm, but as Paul just said, the second half of the year, I think slowed down, and a bit of recency bias just made me think, well, what's she done the last few months?
Yeah.
Done for me lately.
Tony is great. Hangman has had a brilliant year, great matches, great moments. But I'm also going to give it to Mr. John Moxley. Again, shitty starts of the year with...
yes. Crazy how he starts around.
Revolution, absolute. The three-way with the cash-in and everything, absolute pants. I forget what happened at Grand Slam. Was he Australia? Did he have decent matches there? I can't even remember. But
I'm not sure he was even on Grand Slam Australia.
Yeah. So yeah, real kind of low point at the start, and that angle was not firing. But I think he just came into his own. He had that the great main event at All In, had the fantastic cage match at Forbidden Door. He had the match with Darby, the match with Kyle O'Reilly, and then he went into the C2 and he won the C2 and had brilliant matches and looked great. And his promos and characters are always good. So when you look at the matches he's had, that's got to be John Moxley.
He did have a match at Grand Slam Australia, by the way. It was him and Claudio against Cope and Jay White.
Jay White, Cope and Jay White.
What a team.
What a team.
Team of the Year award. We got to start
tell you how that happened for all the money in China.
Yeah, I would echo a lot of what the lads have said there. A lot of the honourable mentions. Ultimo Monet, certainly up there for me as well. And I did also very nearly give it to Kyle Fletcher because he's been so insanely great. Sorry, no, let me correct myself here. Because I was getting confused here with my award and our overall award. I would give mine to Kyle Fletcher. My personal one I would give to Kyle Fletcher because he's just really put it together. He's put it together while also still feeling like in 26 he is going to then take it to the next level.
Yes.
But I was really thinking about Moxley because the turnaround, not only in terms of like the creative of the Death Riders angle, but also he has just been working his arse off for the second half of this year, and he really has been one of the most incredible performers of the year. But for my personal pick, I would go Kyle Fletcher. However, for our overall, the lads coming together and coronating one, I am perfectly happy to go John Moxley as the CSP total package.
I had Fletcher on my file until, like I say, the day before that match.
Wow. When
Moxley, out of nowhere, seemingly, because I didn't expect this to happen, showed up and gave one of the best babyface performances I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, he's a total package. He can do it all. My God. So sorry, Kyle. Again, if the year had ended 2 days earlier, I would have been here saying Kyle Fletcher wrestling there. Because I think Fletcher, as much as when Swerve Strickland was on the come up, same as Kyle Fletcher is now, he obviously hadn't reached the final form Swerve, which we got this past year, let's say. So I think that Kyle Fletcher still has that one last step to go. But I mean, he came as close as anyone has come this year for me. I think his match quality was unbelievable. He was a top wrestler in our fantasy league in the end, of course, last year.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought he's absolutely up there. I think he'll probably be in this conversation again this time next year, and maybe even, I mean, let's say if Kyle Fletcher were to have as good a year as he had this year, and maybe even a little babyface run, which is something we haven't seen from this guy yet, right? A babyface Kyle Fletcher. Well, who's to say? Won't be Kyle Fletcher next year, but this year, for all the stuff he was involved in, obviously the world title match at All In and all the stuff since then, and all the stuff in the lead up to that, I think it's Moxley's year. You have to give him the credit.
Alrighty. Well done, John Moxley. Total package of the year. Yeah.
First time.
Lex Luthor Moxley. Yeah, I think it is his first time ever, which is kind of mad when you consider some of the great years he's had. But that's going to do it, folks, for this bumper edition of the Chair Shot podcast. We will be back next week with your regularly scheduled program, a bit more in-depth on Dynamite and Collision. Well, hopefully there's something noteworthy on Dynamite. Actually, well, it's Maximum Carnage, isn't it? So that's a big show this coming week.
Yes.
And probably going to get some, I'd imagine, Revolution. Oh, no, Australia, actually, because they started teasing Grand Slam Australia as well, didn't they? Isn't that happening early this year?
Yes.
So yeah, we're probably
mid-February.
Yeah, so we're gonna get some wheels in motion for some of the big AEW events in the first quarter. So we'll be talking Dynamite a lot this week, plus movies, games, TV shows, more features, fantasy league updates, things like that. Chairshotpodcast.com is where you can go to email us your thoughts, your questions, who you draft, what your game of the year was, what your movie of the year, your moment of the year, any of the awards we give. We'd love to hear from you guys on what you thought, and anything we talk about. Really, are you watching The Pit? Do you play Indiana Jones? What are you listening to? Do you think Timothée Chalamet is Eminem or something? Eminem, that's the rapper they think he is it? I'm a bit confused.
Oh my God.
So there you go. Chairshotpodcast.com for the Fantasy League, and also for where you can pop us an email. So with all that said and done, Happy New Year, listeners. I hope it's treating you well, and we'll be back to you next week. It's goodbye from me, Barry. It's goodbye from Joe.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from Paul.
Goodbye.